Good evening and welcome inside Ector County Coliseum for tonight's matchup between the Amarillo Wranglers and the Odessa Jackalopes. Wranglers are coming off of a thrilling 2-1 victory right here in this building last night over their rival, the Jackalopes. And they look to do the same thing again here tonight on the road for the second game of a three-game set. Hi everybody, Chiarenza here, and this is shaping up to be one of my favorite rivalries in the South Division, as it seems like every time the Wranglers and Jacks get together, it's a fun, spirited affair that ends in a close game. Thankfully for the Wranglers, they were on the right side of it last night, despite letting in the opening goal moments into the game, a minute and 12 seconds into the contest. James Richmond scored the game-opening goal, but the Wranglers, time and time again, have shown their resiliency, did not look back, and were able to come away with the victory. We're set to have a good battle here at Ector County Coliseum. Second game of a three-game set. Jack Ivey scored the game-winning goal in last night's game. The first goal by the Wranglers was scored on the power play by Alex Papaspropoulos. Wranglers, now riding high on the man advantage, have now scored a power play goal in each of their last three games. Let's see if they can continue that trend here tonight. When we come back on the Wranglers pregame show, we will get to the starting lineups between the Wranglers and the Jackalopes. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a moment on the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube.
This is Topi Puikkonen, and you are listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
Welcome back to Ector County Coliseum, where they've dimmed the lights, and that means it's time for the Wranglers and the Jackalopes to hit the ice. The on-ice officials have already done so. Let's get to the starting lineups between the Jackalopes and the Wranglers. For Odessa, they'll send out their top line to begin the game. Number 14, James Richmond, who scored the lone Odessa goal last night. He'll get the start wearing number 14 on the left wing, standing at 5'10", 165 pounds. The native of Harvest, Alabama, will look to get things started for Odessa. Down the middle, number 26, Michael Kadlasik. He's been on a heater as of late, standing at 6 foot tall, 170 pounds. The native of Lansing, New York, will be right down the middle. And to his right, wearing number 8, Cameron Dunn, the leading scorer for Odessa, with 6 goals and 16 assists in 27 games this year. Will round out that top line for Odessa. So the Jackalope starting line of Richmond, Kadlasik, and Dunn will be out there to begin the game. On defense, wearing number 6, John Wojciechowski on the left side. To his right, number 10, Riley Rosenthal. And in goal, same as last night, it'll be number 1, Quentin Sigurdsson, making his league-tying 24th start here tonight. Sigurdsson has a record of 11-8-1-1 on the season, a 1.96 goals against average and 939 save percentage, and 3 shutouts on the season. Now Sigurdsson's 24 games played on the season is tied with Connor McDonough, the starter between the pipes for the Wranglers here tonight. McDonough stopped 23 of 24 shots last night in the victory for the Wranglers. You're going to need him to step up big here again tonight, as McDonough, making his 24th appearance on the year, has a record of 13-6-4, a 2.34 goals against average, a 912 save percentage, and 1 shutout. Wranglers also starting their top line here tonight. Number 93, Jack McDonald, who has had 3 assists in his last 3 games. He's on a 3-game point streak, as the native of East Aurora, New York, will be paired up on that left side. Down the middle, Ben Ivey returns to the lineup after missing last night's game. The captain is back in the lineup with his brother Jack Ivey on the right wing. Ben wearing number 4, Jack wearing number 6, both committed to go play at Army next season. Jack Ivey leads the team in goals with 14 after his tally last night. On defense, number 3, Nick Troutwine, playing in his 5th game with the Wranglers here tonight. Has a +1 rating so far with the Wranglers. He's been a defensive lock for the Wranglers since he was acquired through a trade with the Minnesota Wilderness. And to his right, wearing number 19, Nolan Gagnon, who leads the team in assists with 15 on the year. We'll round out that D pairing with Troutwine. So your starting lineup for the Wranglers: McDonald on the left wing, Ben Ivy down the middle, Jack Ivy to the right, and on defense, Troutwine and Gagnon and Connor McDonough in net. As it's shaping up to be another tight South Division battle here tonight. We know that these games could come down right to the wire like they did last night. Fortunately for the Wranglers, it seems like when those games do come down to crunch time, they're able to come away with victories. As the Wranglers last night squeaked out the 2-1 win against Odessa. Jack McDonald, Drew Jeffers are both on a 3-game point streak entering tonight. Jeffers was able to pick up an assist last night, had 2 goals in each of the games before. McDonald has 3 assists in his last 3 games. For the Wranglers, in 1 or 2 goal games, they have a record of 13-2-5. The Wranglers enter tonight with a record of 15-9-5 on the season for 35 points, good enough for 4th place in the South Division. Odessa, currently sitting at 7th place in the South, has a record of 12-11-2-2, just 1 win above 500. As the Jackalopes have taken the ice, the Wranglers have already done so as well. As the Wranglers will be wearing their road blue uniforms. It's a blue uniform with white shoulder yoke, white numbers, red and white striping, sharp look for the boys in blue. For the Jackalopes, they'll be wearing their home white jerseys that have some black and red stripes mixed in with the black numbers and black lettering. We come back on the Wranglers Hockey Network. We'll have first period puck drop here from Ector County Coliseum. Don't go anywhere. Be back in just a moment.
This is Topi Puikkonen, and you are listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
Welcome back to Ector County Coliseum, where we are all set and ready to go. Wranglers looking to pick up another road win, as with the victory last night, the Wranglers are now 6-6-3 on the road. Wranglers have been an excellent home team and are trying to string together some wins in enemy territory, hoping that tonight is another step in the right direction. Of course, picking up the 2-1 victory here against Odessa certainly helped that mark. And they always say, hey, it's It's good to win games at home, but if you can be a good road team, you get a chance to go far. Wranglers looking to add another win to their total as Connor McDonough skates between the pipes. He will be the starter in goal for the Wranglers. Wears number 1 on his jersey. He's number 1 in our hearts. McDonough this season making his 24th start. Has a record of 13-6-4 on the season, a 2.34 goals against average, and a .912 save percentage with 1 shutout to boot. Across from also wearing number 1, Quinton Sigurdsson, the starter for Odessa. As away we go from Ector County Coliseum, Wranglers quickly looking to hop on the attack. Puck trickles deep into the Jackalopes zone. They try and spin it out to center. Jack McDonald's there to meet it. Wraps it along to the far side wall. Cameron Dunn takes a hack at it. Bounces between the circles, and the Jackalopes, escaping danger, are able to paddle it back out the center courtesy of James Richmond. Down the left wing, a shot there from Cad Lasik goes high and wide. As Ben Ivey, in his return to the Wranglers lineup, only missed 1 game back out there for the Wranglers, is able to find a shovel pass to Nolan Gagnon, who will lift it up into the air and bounce it down into the Jack zone. That'll be an icing on Amarillo. Looks 39 seconds into the contest. Well, we know it's going to be a tight affair here tonight between the Wranglers and the Jackalopes. It's imperative the Wranglers get that first goal here tonight, although they did win last night after surrendering the first goal a minute and 12 seconds in. Certainly don't want that to happen again. So make your pick to click as to who do you think is going to score the first Wranglers here tonight, first Wranglers goal here tonight. For me, I'm going to go with Jack McDonald. He's currently on a 3-game point streak, all assists. It's about time he gets a goal. Shot there wide by Trevor Mitchell. Wranglers are able to skate the puck out to center. Jack Ivey looking for Ben Ivey. Pass was just a little too far ahead of him. Jacks will take possession. Is down the left wing. It's Teddy Manlove. Exchanges with Hayden DeMars. Gets crunched along the wall by Kyle DeMarco, longtime Wrangler defenseman. Wranglers trying to peel the puck away, and they do. DeMarco finds Zapp in the neutral zone. Zapp back down on that second line after Ben Ivey returns to the lineup, playing with Pukin and Papaspropoulos. One of the Wranglers' most steady lines this season is Papaspropoulos from center. Tries to whip it in, goes off the glove of Mitchell. He's able to control it on his backhand and skate it through center ice. To his right, flip in there from Matvey Ivanov. Kyle DeMarco will be the first man on it. Skates along the right wing, banks it off the wall. He's looking for Pukin at the red line, just went above his head. Jack Christen, captain of the Jackalopes, swings it along the right side wall. It's tapped deep into the Wranglers zone. No icing here. DeMarco looks over his shoulder, possesses the puck, and tries to bank it off the wall, but goes a little too high, goes up into the netting. We get our second stoppage of the game with 18-14 remaining in the first. Wranglers get a line change. On comes the third line for the first time tonight. Connor McNaughton with Grayson Gerhardt and Alex Stepanek. Seems like Ryan Anders seems to like that combo from those three. McNaughton has been one of the Wranglers' best face-off takers here so far this season. As he's able to win that one there, gets caught up in the skates of Jeffers. Jack's trying to attack the puck, send it below the goal line, but the big man TJ Ritchie is able to skate it safely back out to center. Jackalopes settle the puck down. Braden Patilla lifts it forward, takes a couple hops, plays in on McDonough. He'll paddle it towards the near side corner. Bodies converge there. Jeffers pulls away from the pile with the puck on his stick along the left wing wall. Tries to throw a bank pass forward for Gerhard. Wranglers can't settle the puck down. McDonough tries to pitch it away, and a dangerous sequence there. As the puck tumbles towards the near sideboards, Wranglers escape danger there. As Gerhard will chip it in. Line's due for a change. He'll step off. Meanwhile, McNaughton and Stepanek still on the forecheck, trying to take it off the Jack stick from the attacking territory. Odessa not having any of it. Do a little dump and chase action here as McDonough's out to play it along the right wing wall. Tommy Chunchikov in the fourth line out there for the first time this evening. As the Jackalopes in the near corner send it to the left wing. Mitchell down to pinch from the side of the circle. Takes a shot off the leg of Chunchikov, directed wide. Lemuel Vardy backhands it deeper. Wranglers try and chip it, settle it down. Gagnon's there to sky it out to center. And take a couple Amarillo hops. Roll past Sigurdsson. He will keep it moving. Something that I've noticed here, first moments here tonight and last night, this puck seemed to have a mind of its own. It seems to be on edge and it seems to be bouncing a lot. Gagnon with the puck deep in his own zone. Tries to go by Cad Lasik. Gives him a little bit of trouble as he slaps it down below the goal line. DeMarco meets it for Amarillo. Play rides up along the near side wall. Jackalopes try and center a pass. Goes off a man. DeMarco will backhand it to center for Jacob Miller. Big hit there as Chunchikov goes down, springs up to his feet. Wranglers keep possession. Colin Doherty on the left side looks for Chunchikov at the red line as he was looking to deflect it into the Jackalope zone. Instead, sends it into the Jackalope bench. So another stoppage with 16:18 to go in the first. Looks like the Wranglers will get another line change. First line comes back out there. On the blue line, you've got Jeffers and Ritchie. Wranglers dressing the extra forward here tonight, so just 6 defensemen here tonight for the Wranglers. Only change to the lineup is Bryce Cooper comes out as Jackalope takes a tumble at center. Wranglers see the puck go into their own zone. TJ Ritchie's there racing after it. McDonald finds Jeffers behind the cage. Sees 2 Jackalopes converging on him. Quickly plays it up to Ben Ivy. Exchanges with Jack Ivy. Enters the attacking zone with the pass to McDonald. Back to Jack Ivy below the goal line. McDonald at the near half wall. Gets pinned up against the boards. Jack Ivy's there to dig it out. Rolls along towards the far side. Jackalope's able to chip it out to center. And here they go the other way. It's Adam Armijo over the Wrangler blue line. Drop pass for Manlove. Tries to backhand it towards the goal. An excellent defensive play by McDonald on the back check. He's able to break that up. It's Jack Ivy looking for Ben Ivy at center. But again, that puck has a mind of its own. Hit a stick. It takes a few bounces. It goes the Jackalope's way. As Wojciechowski from his own blue line tries to find a skater up ahead. Instead, it splits a few men. And the Wranglers will win the race to the puck as Ritchie was in the area for an icing against the Jackalopes with 15:13 to go in the first. Looks like Roman Zapp in the second line out there on this next draw. Zapp, just like McNaughton, has been putting in good work in the face-off circle. Seems like when the Wranglers need a big face-off win, they turn to one of those 2 guys. And right now, Roman Zapp in that second line out there. Zapp wins it, gets it to Papaspropoulos at the line. It's Colin Doherty. Fires towards the goal, and looks like Zapp was trying to deflect it in. Instead, it goes up into the glass. On the near side wall, DeMarco pinching. Sends it in deep. Papaspropoulos batting the puck out of the air, looking for a man near him. Jackalopes were in the area, though. Ivanov takes a shot. Rebound chance, and it goes off the side of the net. Wranglers escape danger there. McDonough made the initial save. Play along the far side wall. Zapp sees the puck knocked off his stick. Topi Pukkanen to Papaspropoulos. Return pass for Zapp. Down the left wing. Tries to go back to Papaspropoulos. Puck bouncing, and he settles it down, but not before the Jackalopes are able to pick it away. Now Thomas Wright down the left wing side. Gets crunched there by Nolan Gagnon. Jacks retain possession as Wizenan jumps into the fray. Play goes behind McDonough along the end ball, and Gagnon's able to free it and get it back out the center. Stoppage here with 14:16 to go in the first. Looks like we might have a too many men call coming up on Odessa, and that's exactly what we have. So the Wranglers will take to the man advantage for the first time tonight. The representative for Odessa in the box is going to be number 21. That is Thomas Wright. He will take a seat. And the Wranglers power play unit will get to work. Now the Wranglers were 1 for 3 on the power play last night. They come into the game with a power play clocking in at 20.5%. Odessa penalty kill 78.4% on the year. As the opening draw is won by Odessa, and the pass will go by Pukkanen and back towards the Wranglers zone. So Wranglers will have to regroup early here on the power play. Aggressive forecheck shorthanded by Smith. Forces Pukkanen to peel back in his own zone. Dishes it back for Ben Ivy. You'll look to get things started on the man advantage as Jack Ivy fans on a pass for Gagnon. Luckily, he was able to scamper back and pick up the puck. He'll wait behind McDonough for further instructions as Gagnon twists his way through center. Drop pass for Jack Ivy. Gains the red line. Now Jackalopes blue. Finds Pukkanen, and looks like the Wranglers are offside on that play. So Wranglers having some trouble getting things jump-started on the power play, but still plenty of time to work with. 1 minute and 21 seconds to go on the too many men penalty to Odessa. 13:37 to go in the first period. Zapp out there with Papaspropoulos, McNaughton, DeMarco, and Jeffers. And Zap wins this draw. Jeffers to DeMarco, gains the red line, banks it off the wall. McNaughton will give chase. Wojciechowski is there first, tries to wrap it along the far wall. Papaspropoulos is there to meet it, walks the line across to Marco. A blast hits a man and almost deflects into the net. As Zap is there to meet it behind the cage, flips it up to the left point to Marco, trying to pinch it. Dunn there aggressively trying to get it out, and DeMarco standing his ground for now as the puck's still there, and the Jackalopes are able to tickle it back out the center. Down the right wing wall, Kadlacik tries to go by Jeffers. He stands him up, and Dunn there to free the puck. Jackalopes will get it back to the defense to kill some time. As Mitchell will fire it down the distance for another clear for Odessa. 35 seconds remaining on the power play. Dunn, aggressive on the forecheck again, is able to free it from the Wranglers' grasp, although the Wranglers quickly get it back. Zap through the neutral zone, gains the red line, now Jackalopes blue. To his left, McNaughton to Papaspropoulos, to the goal, dispatched from McNaughton, and a save made by Sigurdsson on that play. Somehow able to get his left pad out to make the save. Is puck below the circle, Wranglers still with it. Zap pops out on the far side, finds DeMarco at the points. Papaspropoulos, right side for Jeffers, gains the circle towards the goal, goes off a man and wide of the net. We're back to even strength. The Wranglers with a couple dangerous chances late on the power play. Connor McNaughton stymied by the left leg of Quentin Sigurdsson. Drew Jeffers behind the goal, takes a blast along the near side wall. Trace Day and Luke Morris meet it at center for the Wranglers. Shot count about 8 minutes into the game is just 1-1. As the Jackalopes tap it back out to center, Wranglers look to regroup quickly as Trace Day taps it in from the left side wall. Sigurdsson behind his cage to play it. Backhands it to the near far corner. As left point Troutwine a try is deflected wide by the Jackalopes. Treppo finds Kristen. Wranglers pinch to the left point to Marco. Towards the middle. Morris shoots, and it's blocked by Treppo. Glove down by Day. Finds Gagnon. He'll fire, and a save made by Sigurdsson on that try. And he swallows it up in the breadbasket to stop time with 11:18 to go in the first. Afterwards, we see a little bit of nastiness as that Wranglers' fourth line standing their ground, pushing and shoving after the whistle. Could become a recurring theme this weekend, as we saw a little bit last night, a little bit here on that last sequence. We'll have to keep an eye on it as the game goes on. Wranglers now lead the shot count 2-1. As off the offensive zone draw, play goes towards the far corner. McDonald trying to kick it free. Jackalopes able to work it out to center. It's down the right wing. It's Smith towards the middle. Belsterling couldn't settle it down. Wranglers there defensively, and Jack Ivey sprints through center ice. To his right, backhands it towards the goal, and Sigurdsson makes no mistake and gobbles it up. Stop the clock with 10:57 to go in the first. Got Wrangler faithful here in attendance. Is my understanding that we have some youth events here in Odessa. So a lot of Wrangler faithful part of the posse made the trip here to Odessa. I would say it might be a 50-50 split between Wranglers and Jackalopes fans. As Doherty off the draw, slides it deep below the goal line. Meeting it in the corner is Grayson Gerhard. It's crunched up against the wall. Jackalopes pick it free. Couple quick passes at center as left wall. Right, shoots. It's blocked by DeMarco. Scooping it up is Grayson Gerhard, and he's going to turn on the Jets. Down the left wing. Gains the Jackalope zone. Gets it poked away by Trevor Mitchell. It's a good defensive play by the Jackalopes as Wright looking to go back on the attack. He will dish it towards the near corner. Off the wall comes the Doherty. Drops it off for Kyle DeMarco, one of the Wranglers' steadiest defense pairings, as those two seem to have eyes on the back of their head and know where each other are. DeMarco will flip it into the Jack zone as the Wranglers get a change. Gerhard on the forecheck trying to free it from the stick of Mitchell. It's one of the things that Grayson Gerhard does so well. He's applying pressure on the forecheck as he goes to the bench. Jack's on the attack. Man left to the middle. Hayden DeMars on a backhand shot, and he scores. Hayden DeMars opens the scoring, and for the second straight night, the Jackalopes draw first blood. for DeMars. That is going to be his 10th goal of the season. And it was a pretty nifty backhand shot. Only had McDonough to beat after a couple quick passes. Found him between the circles, and in close quarters is able to go backhand top shelf on McDonough for the opening goal of the game. So Wranglers once again find themselves down by 1 in the first period against Odessa, but as we saw last night, Wranglers can come back from such a deficit. If they want to win here tonight, they'll have to do the same. Luckily for Ryan Anderson's Wranglers, they've been a very resilient group so far this season. Saw last night, Jackalopes got off to a hot start, started to look like they were moving with a lot of speed. Same thing here tonight. They are able to get the first goal of the game, but the Wranglers, as time went on, seemed to benefit more and more from settling into the game. We'll see if tonight brings the same results. Is TJ Ritchie off the ensuing draw, tries to drop it in, goes off a few sticks, and the Jackalopes will get things started down the left wing as it's Hayden DeMars again, banks it off the wall, drops it down deep. Ritchie there to meet it. Standing at 6'5", is able to find a man up ahead. It's Roman Zapp, sashaying his way through the neutral zone for Puukkonen. Now Papaspropoulos tips it off the wall below the Odessa goal line along the far side wall. Jack's playing a game of catch as Jack Christen, feeling the force of Puukkonen behind his own cage, swings it towards the near side wall. Manlove is there. Back across for Christen. Cameron Dunn on a breakaway in the Wranglers zone. He'll shoot and score. Goes 5-hole on Connor McDonough, and the Jackalopes have a 2-0 lead. Cameron Dunn receives the pass along the near side wall at the Wrangler blue line and uses a couple quick moves to work his way towards McDonough. A little shoulder fake, and he's able to pick up the Jackalopes' second goal of the game. As looks like that goal was scored about 45 seconds after the DeMars goal. So Wranglers have some work to do here, but plenty of time to go in the game. That first goal has just come in, as it is Hayden DeMars from Manlove and Armijo on the opening goal of the game. Wranglers looking to respond with that fourth line out there on the ensuing draw. Jackalopes score 46 seconds after their first goal. Wranglers looking with a response here. McDonough plays it towards the near corner. DeMarco looks over his shoulder, lifts it out to the blue line. Wojciechowski tries to shoulder it back in. Instead feels the force of Jacob Miller. As the Wranglers on the forecheck, trying to get something started. Luke Morris to the corner. Miller, shot from the circle is blocked. Bouncing there, Luke Morris takes a hack at it. Jackalopes were able to get a body in front of it, skate it through center and lift it in on McDonough. DeMarco finds Doherty from the left corner, skates it out of his own zone. Gets toppled down at center ice, looking for a call, none to be had. Meanwhile, Trevor Mitchell banks it off the wall into his own bench. That'll give us a stoppage with 8:26 to go in the first. Jackalopes get the first two goals of the game. It's Hayden DeMars scoring first, and then Cameron Dunn right after, as the Jackalopes lead 2-0 with 8:26 to go in the first period. See if the Wranglers can respond quickly when we come back on the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube.
This is Topi Puikkonen, and you are listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
Wranglers with some catching up to do as they currently stare down the barrel of a 2-goal hole with 8:17 to go in the first period. Wranglers will dump it in. Vardy along the near side wall sees the puck tumble back out to center. Troutwine there for the Wranglers. Looks for McDonald up ahead. He gets pinched off the puck by Mitchell. Vardy cycles through his own zone, banks it out towards the neutral zone. Troutwine in hot pursuit as he's got Hunter Wisenand on his tail. Gets directed towards the near corner of his own zone. 4 bodies there, 2 on each side. Now Ben Ivey joins the fray, tries to free the puck, and he does. He finds Jack Ivey at center for McDonald, gains the blue line. Jack McDonald on his forehand. From the circle takes a shot. Rebound try from Jack Ivey goes wide, and the force from that shot carries it back out to center ice. Drew Jeffers, currently on a 3-game point streak, gets met at the line by Kristen. And they're going to say the Wranglers are offside. And a little bad blood afterwards as that puck did end up going to Quentin Sigurdsson. Looks like the Jackalopes took offense to that. So we get a little bit of nastiness after the whistle. And that's fine. It's the South Division. We expect that from time to time. As McNaughton will duel with Belsterling in the neutral zone. McNaughton slaps it towards the near boards. Jeffers will wind it deep. Sigurdsson leaves it for Trepo. Stepanek there on the forecheck. Trying to muscle the puck away. Comes back out to the neutral zone. Wranglers quickly cycling it towards the far side wall. Pitch it deep. Gerhard in pursuit. Jackalopes get met by Stepanek on the far side boards. Bouncing puck held into the blue line by Gerhard and subsequently sent back out the center. And the Jackalopes, Kristen, will fire it diagonally towards the far corner. TJ Ritchie battling with Belsterling. Ritchie's a big guy, trying to shoulder him off the puck. As Belsterling feeling the full force of TJ Ritchie, 6'5", 225 pounds. His left point, Wojciechowski shoots, fought off by McDonough. Gerhard in the near corner, tries to dish it back to Jeffers. Puck bouncing, settled down to left point by Wojciechowski. Across, shot there, blocked out in front by Cameron Wright. Meanwhile, Ritchie battling with Belsterling still. As down the left wall, goes behind the Wranglers' net. Manlove pries it from Jeffers. Jackalopes with some speed here as Armijo back to Manlove between the circles, shoots, and it's snared out of the air by McDonough. No rebound from the Wranglers' netminder as he will stop time with 6:14 to go in the first period. Looks like that second goal for the Jackalopes was scored by Cameron Dunn. And that's going to be his 7th goal of the season. Assists going to Kristen and Manlove. So Manlove already has a multi-point game, both points coming as assists. Draw to the left of McDonough. Armijo against Zapp, and Zapp is able to win it. DeMarco behind his own cage as the puck gets pinned up against the end wall. 3 Wranglers, 2 Jackalopes there, and the Wranglers are able to peel it free as Zapp looks for Papaspropoulos at center. Pass had a little too much heat on it. Mitchell will skate it around his net towards the far side. A couple quick passes, finds Armijo at center ice. Wranglers get a defensive stick in the way to break up the Jackalopes' rush. Meanwhile, Papaspropoulos trying to start something of his own as he enters the Jackalopes zone. A couple bodies converge there, pops back out to DeMarco. From the red line, Doherty will wind it in. Slowed down by Sigurdsson. Play Ryans up the near side wall. Papaspropoulos finds a trailer in Gagnon. High slot shot is fought off by Sigurdsson. Belsterling off the near wall. Gagnon there to pinch, holds it in. Down low, Papaspropoulos. Twists and turns in the near corner. Back to Zapp. He'll shoot, and he rings it off the iron. Puck goes back out to center. Wranglers just inches away from cutting the lead in half. DeMarco looks to lead the charge for the Wranglers. Tries to sidestep the forecheck of Odessa. Papaspropoulos couldn't find the pass from behind his shoulder. Wranglers retain possession as Gagnon to his left. Pukinen gains center red, and he'll drive it in. Wranglers get a change. On comes the 4th line. Morris crunches Richmond on the near side wall. Comes to Day. He'll shoot, and it's deflected wide. A Jackalope was able to get a body in the slot to block that chance. Trace Day still looking for his first goal in the North American Hockey League. As Chunchikov from the red line finds Morris with stride. Down the far side wall, gets stood up by Wojciechowski. Gets caught up in the skate of Morris. Still battling for it. Wojciechowski tries to drag it away from Morris, and he does. Down the right side, Kadlasik towards the middle for Richmond, and he can't rip a shot away. Left side, Wojciechowski met by Chunchikov. Kadlasik across. Shot there. Glove down by McDonough. 4:07 to go in the first. Jackalopes still have a 2-0 lead, but the Wranglers knocking on the door with a couple good shifts on those last sequence. I really liked what Trace Day and that fourth line was able to put together on that last shift, as they were able to find Day between the circles. Unfortunately, the Jackalopes were able to just get enough of a body on it to direct it wide of Sigurdsson. Otherwise, Day had a really good chance to get his first goal in the North American Hockey League. Wranglers win the defensive zone draw. Colin Doherty settles it down behind his net, whips it out to the center zone for McDonald. Tries to dish it on his backhand to Jack Ivey. Clambers off a body. McNaughton will skate it in himself, as it'll come towards the goal. And afterwards, McDonald gets decked by Matvey Ivanov. He takes offense to that. Springs up to his feet, gives him a little push. Things getting a little chippy here in Ector County Coliseum. So far, the only penalty of the game has gone against the Jackalopes, and that was for too many men on the ice. So far, it looks like one of those games where it's getting a little chippy. Might just let them play. As Ben Ivey will take this offensive zone draw against Belsterling. Jackalopes will win that draw and come away with the puck as Lemuel Vardy sidesteps a forechecker to McDonald. Goes across. Hops off the stick of Charlie Smith. TJ Ritchie there to make the defensive play and get it out the center for Jack Ivey. Drop pass. Ben Ivey gains the attacking zone. Drops it off for McDonald. Tries to return it for Ben Ivey. Goes behind the net. Jack Ivey with it on his stick. Finds Ben Ivey for a shot. Save made Sigurdsson. Puck is loose. Scramble for it. And the Jackalopes lift it out and into their own bench. With 3:24 to go in the first. Good chance there for the first line of the Wranglers. Ben Ivey getting things started with the zone entry. Jack Ivey looking to find his twin brother between the circles for a chance. And again, the Wranglers just can't get the puck to bounce their way. Still 2-0 Jackalopes. Odessa wins the draw on the far circle. Right through center ice. Gets met along the boards by McNaughton. Wranglers will cleanly possess the puck here as TJ Ritchie finds Jeffers in stride. Up ahead, passes offline for McNaughton. Goes deep into the Jackalope zone. As a potential turnover here. Gerhardt comes away with the puck in the corner. Backhands it around to the far side for Gagnon, who's pinched. McNaughton behind the goal for Gerhardt. Near corner towards the middle, looking for Stepanek. Get a chance there. And McNaughton couldn't bat it out of the air for a baseball-style goal. Left point. Gagnon walks the line towards the goal. Gets blocked. Stepanek taps it behind the goal for McNaughton. Wranglers possessing the puck here offensively as Gagnon, left point, towards the middle for Stepanek. Reaching out to claim the puck. He'll shoot, and it's blocked by Max Trepo. Wranglers still here, possessing the puck in the attacking zone, and now just finally, Odessa's able to skate it out to center. Hayden DeMars gains the blue line, dishes it towards his left for Manlove, but the Jackalopes are offside with 2:22 on the clock in the first period. Wranglers leading the shot count 8-6. But unfortunately, no goals to show for it. Jackalopes still with the 2-0 lead on goals from Hayden DeMars and Cameron Dunn. Neutral zone draw won by Odessa. Kadlasik wins it and shovels it into the Wranglers zone. Right point, Rosenthal handles it, skates into it, and takes a shot. McDonough makes the save. Puck is loose, and it squeaks through the blue paint, and the Wranglers are going to escape that chance unscathed. At the left point, Wojciechowski wraps it deep around towards the far side wall. Pops off the boards to Pukinen. He'll find Troutwine corner to corner. Looking for Papaspropoulos. Wojciechowski's in there to break it up. He'll take a shot, and it screeches wide. Right point, Rosenthal whips it around towards the near side boards. Cameron Dunn there to receive. Goes behind the net. Gagnon able to shoulder off Richmond. And the Wranglers are able to possess the puck here from their own zone. As Troutwine through center lifts it into the Jackalope zone. Wranglers get a change. As bouncing puck between the circles, Zap handles it, finds a trailer, shot there is blocked, and a chance for Tommy Chunchikov. Wojciechowski was in the right place at the right time, denying Tommy Chunchikov with that chance. Wow, looks like the Jacks have blocked a ton of shots here in the first period. Wranglers leading the shot count 7-8 or 8-7. But you got to think there's many more shot attempts than the ones that have found Sigurdsson. As down the left wall, Vardy is crunched along the boards. Wranglers see the puck trickle into their own zone. Doherty in open space will carry it on the left wing. For Chunchikov at center. Loses the puck between his skates. Mitchell to Vardy. Jackalopes will tip it in. Under a minute to go here in the first period. 39 seconds and counting. It's Chunchikov off the far wall. Looking for Morris ahead. Jackalopes are there to meet him. A couple players get knocked off the puck. Now Tommy Chunchikov goes the other way. Finds Miller. He'll shoot, and it's blocked by his own man, and Chunchikov, who's trying to drive the net. Jackalopes back on the attack. It's shut down at the Wrangler blue line. Miller on the back check is there to make the play. Patilla from the red line tries to backhand it in. Again, the Wranglers are able to deny the Jackalopes at the Wrangler blue line. DeMarco from the near wall gets crashed in on by two Jackalopes. Puck squeaks through center. McDonough down, and that'll do it for the first period. Crazy sequence there. McDonough is down after that last play. And he looks to be in some discomfort. That is not a good sight for Wrangler fans, as they'll bring out the trainer to attend to him. I can't say too much about that play. McDonough will skate off under his own power as the first period is over. But we'll have to keep an eye on that entering the second period, as from my vantage point, it's focused on the play in the near corner of the Wranglers zone. Jackalopes able to get a stick on it, knowing time is expiring, kind of just shovel it towards the net. McDonough, who seemed to have been flipped around, was able to get a hand on it and keep it from going in as time expired, and was slow to get up. So we'll have to keep an eye on McDonough as he enters the second period. I'm not sure if a man crashed into him or what exactly the case was, as I do not get a replay here from Odessa, but see if I can talk around and see if anybody else saw what happened on that last play. In the meantime, it's the Jackalopes 2 and the Wranglers nothing after 20 minutes of play. Coming up on the first intermission report, we'll recap the events of the first 20 minutes. Look ahead towards the second period. See who we think is going to get that first Wranglers goal of the night, and check in on some scores from around the league, as it's another busy night in the South Division with some Friday night action in mid-December. All that and much, much more coming up next on the first intermission report. This is the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube.
This is Topi Puikkonen, and you are listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
Welcome into the first intermission report where the Jackalopes lead the Wranglers 2-0 after 20 minutes of play. I am Chiarenza here live from Ector County Coliseum. Wranglers were able to take last night by the final score of 2-1. Wranglers did trail after the first 20 last night, 1-0. A little bit of a bigger hole here tonight with 2-0. The score after 20. Wranglers, though, this season, when trailing after one, have a record of 4-6-2, so not entirely out of the question for the Wranglers to come back. And the Wranglers this season have been more of a second and third period team as opposed to a first period team. As we'll recap the score first before we get into that storyline. As 9 minutes and 59 seconds into the first period, Hayden DeMars opens the scoring with assists going to Teddy Manlove and Adam Armijo to make it a 1-0 game. Then just 46 seconds later, Jack's back on the attack. Stretch pass connects with Cameron Dunn at the Wrangler blue line along the left side wall. Skates in and beats McDonough 5-hole for the 2-0 score. Assists on that goal going to Jack Kristen and Teddy Manlove. So Teddy Manlove putting together a 2-point game so far, both coming as assists. Dunn adds to his team-leading total in points. He now has 23 on the year. And so for the Wranglers, you head into the second period, down by 2. Talked about it before. We'll talk about it again. This is the Wranglers team that somehow just finds a way to win in games that are tight. So if the Wranglers are able to at least get one goal here in the second period and keep the Jackalopes off the board, or at least keep it a 1 or 2 goal game going into the third period, there's a pretty good chance that the Wranglers can come back and win. Talked about the Wranglers not being so much of a first period team this season as opposed to a second or third period team. As the Wranglers so far this season have only scored 13 goals in the first period. They've been outscored in the first period, but in the second and third periods, the Wranglers have been much, much better. As so far this season, the Wranglers have scored 27 goals in each of the second and third periods, and of course the Wranglers are much better in overtime and shootout as well with a couple goals there. Wranglers are 6-5 in overtime, 3-0 in the shootout. So you figure if the Wranglers can get to extra time, they got a pretty good chance of winning. But as we look to the second and third period, Wranglers still without a goal on the board. It doesn't really surprise me too much as the Wranglers seem to be one of those teams where they kind of settle into the game as it goes on, and then you get to the second and third periods and they really gel together, really hit their stride. See if that's the case here tonight, as that's the way it was last night. Wranglers will try and solve the Jackson Quinton Sigurdsson here in the second period and beyond. But you look at that figure of goals in the second and third period, something tells me the Wranglers are due for a big-time goal here in the second. Wranglers are 0 for 1 on the power play so far. Penalty kill has yet to come out there. PK was perfect last night. Only penalty of the game was a too-many-men penalty against Odessa. Now, there were a few instances where play got pretty chippy and looked like there might have been a play that could, or a call that could have been played on one of those plays, but turned out the only penalty of the first period was a too-many-men penalty, so it might be one of those nights where the officiating crew just says, hey, let's just let them play. And knowing the backyard brawl between the Wranglers and the Jackalopes, could get chippy down the line. You never know. Seems like the Odessa Jackalopes like to play a high-flying, very speedy approach to a game, like to beat their opponent in transition, and that's the way that they scored their first 2 goals in the first period. And that's pretty much how they scored last night as well. Now, if the Wranglers are able to find a way to shut that down in the second and third periods here tonight, they're in a pretty good chance to hold the Jackalopes off the score sheet for the remainder of the evening and have a chance to climb back into the game themselves. It's kind of funny. You look at the goal count, 2-0 in favor of Odessa, but you look at the shot count, 8-7 in favor of the Wranglers. Now, the Wranglers outshooting Odessa so far right now, but you think about all the shot blocks by Odessa in that first period. There were quite a few of them, and I don't exactly have the stat of how many shots were blocked by Odessa in the first period, but it was enough for me to say that probably throw up at least 5 more shots for the Wranglers on the board if those do connect with Quinton Sigurdsson. So you think about the amount of shot attempts for the Wranglers in the first period. It was pretty high in volume. And so if the Wranglers are able to keep that up in the second period, I have no doubt that they're able to come out and get a goal here or 2 in the second frame. Quinton Sigurdsson has looked sharp when the Wranglers have tested him. But again, those really high-quality chances have been blocked out in front or deflected just wide. And Wranglers need a little bit of puck luck here if they want to get one of those opportunities to go by. We saw Trace Day have a pretty nice-looking opportunity. Connor McNaughton got stymied by the left leg of Sigurdsson. So it seemed like last night when the Wranglers got Sigurdsson in motion, that's when they were able to beat him. So we'll see what happens in the second period, but the Wranglers offensively have looked pretty sharp. I just haven't found a way to get a puck to bounce by Sigurdsson here tonight. And if the Wranglers are able to shore up defensively and stop Odessa in transition, shut them down at the Wrangler blue line like they were able to adjust to last night, there's a pretty good chance the Wranglers are able to come away with a victory here in enemy territory. It's another game in the Austin Hose rivalry series. Wranglers picked up their 6th point in the series with the win over Odessa last night. So now Amarillo has 6 points, Odessa has 2, and Oklahoma has 1. Whoever has the most points head-to-head between Amarillo, Oklahoma, and Odessa at the end of the season will take home the Hoser Cup. Now, the Hoser Cup is a massive trophy. I've heard that it weighs more than the Robertson Cup. I'm not sure how tall it is, but I have now had a chance to see it, and I can say with confidence that the Wranglers definitely want to win that trophy. And there was a lot of chatter on the bus on the way down to Odessa about the Hoser Cup, and the Wranglers certainly want to win it, and they're on the right track to do so. 6 points in the series, looking to add another one here tonight and see if they can jump out to a pretty good lead over Odessa and Oklahoma with a win here in enemy territory. The Wranglers would be in good shape to take home the Hoser Cup at the end of the season. Still a lot of hockey left to be played, as this is game number 30 for the Wranglers on the season. So you think about at the conclusion of this contest being the midway point of the season, Wranglers coming into the matchup with a record of 15-9-5, 4th place in the South Division, 35 points on the year. Ryan Anderson and company doing a great job putting together this team and leading them to victory so far this season, as Wranglers have done a good job taking care of business in the South Division. When we come back on the first intermission report, we'll look ahead to the second period and talk about who we think is going to score the first goal for the Wranglers in the second period. Also take a look at some scores from around the league, as it's a busy night in the North American Hockey League. All that and much, much more coming up next on the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube.
This is Topi Puikkonen, and you are listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
Welcome back to Exeter County Coliseum as the first intermission report rolls on. Hi, everybody. Guy Chiarenza here from Odessa as they're playing some Christmas music, and it just pops into my mind that Christmas is not too far away. Wow, that really snuck up on me. And the Wranglers certainly looking forward to the Christmas break afterwards. However, they do understand that there is business to be taken care of here in Odessa. We were able to get the win last night, looking to do so again here tonight. We're going to need a big goal here in the second period to cut the Odessa lead in half. And something tells me Jack McDonald is due for a goal. In my opinion, Jack has done everything but score over the last couple of games. He's currently on a 3-game point streak. He's yet to find the back of the net. He's just 2 goals on the season, but a plethora of assists. McDonald with 2 goals and 14 assists on the season. I think it's about time that he continues to add to his point streak, but this time in the fashion of a goal. So Jack McDonald's going to be my pick to get the first goal of the game for the Wranglers. I see some picks on the chat. Looks like we've got Luke Morris for first goal from Andrew Hochstein. Ooh, he's due for another big goal. Had one against Lone Star not too long ago. A couple picks for Roman Zapp. That's always a good pick. Leads the team in points with 23. And we've got Topi Pukkanen as a pick. Scored the Wranglers' first goal. Topi Pukkanen this season is right behind Zapp for the team leading points, as Pukkanen has 22 points in 29 games, that being 10 goals and 12 assists. He did have a multi-point game on that Saturday win against Lone Star with a goal and assist, so that's always a good pick in the Finnish forward in Topi Pukkanen. Perhaps he's the one who gets the job done. I think the good thing is that we can sit here and look at the Wranglers lineup and really be all across the board in our guesses. That shows that the Wranglers have good depth throughout their lineup, and you got to give all the credit in the world to President of Hockey Operations and General Manager Harry Mahood, putting together this roster. Ryan Anderson and Connor Yanni leading the charge behind the bench. And it was just announced this afternoon that the Wranglers have signed their first tender. Wranglers were able to get their first tender of the year signed for the 2024-2025 season, as the Wranglers signed a forward, Daniel Rasega, from the Phoenix Junior Coyotes. Rasega has 5 points in 6 games with the Junior Coyotes. And so we'll see as Wranglers come back onto the ice. Look for Connor McDonough, as he did take a spill after the horn sounded to end the first period. Looks like he is out there, and he's taking another spill as he hit the ice. Might want to get that skate sharpened. As McDonough, it looked like on that last play, got to give some credit to good friend Brandon Louisi, the voice of the Jackalopes, for pulling up the replay on his NATV account. Looked like McDonough hit a rut as he was moving back to the crease after playing a puck and slid back down to the ice and was able to get up off under his own power to end the first period. He is back in the net. Looks like he's moving pretty well. Looks like he's going to remain in the game. Okay, but it is worth mentioning that Mason Joseph is the backup here tonight for the Wranglers. He's yet to play a game with Amarillo this season, although I do think at some point this weekend we will see him between the pipes. So McDonough back out there for the Wranglers. He continues to battle with the other number one in net, Quentin Sigurdsson, as McDonough stops make that 5 of 7 in the first period. Sigurdsson stopped 8 of 8. As both teams are back out there, we're ready for second period action from Ector County Coliseum. As Ben Ivy will win the opening draw. He'll gain the red line, fire it in. Sigurdsson will slow it down. He'll backhand it to the near side wall, looking for Rosenthal. Ben Ivy quickly takes the puck and throws it on goal. It's sticked aside by Sigurdsson. Ivy driving towards the net, looking for a bouncing puck was McDonald. He's able to get it as he turns and shoots, goes off of Rosenthal, pops out on the far side wall. Ben Ivy backhands it deeper, looking for McDonald. Rosenthal gets in the way. Wranglers trying to pinch to keep the puck in the zone, and they do. Right point, Gagnon to Troutwine. He'll shoot, goes off a man and wide. Wranglers once again crashing the crease, looking for a tap-in goal. None to be had, as now down the left wing. Rosenthal gets rocked by Nolan Gagnon, and he is slow to get up. Oh, he absolutely plastered him. Nolan Gagnon using the full force of 5'10", 165 pounds. Rosenthal, or make that Richmond, was able to get back up under his own power and hobble towards the bench. As right point, Mitchell finds Armijo. He'll twist it deep for DeMars. It's directed to the boards by Colin Doherty. Play still along that wall as DeMars gets slammed by Doherty again. DeMars still keeps the puck on his stick as he changes corners. Left point, across, Mitchell a blast, and that one screeches wide of McDonough. DeMars picks it up on the far half wall, twisting by Jack Ivy. Finds Adam Armijo, left circle, backpedals to the line. Armijo drops it off. Mitchell, McDonald lurking in the area. Wranglers are able to get the puck away. It's McDonald at the red line. Dishes it to his right for Jack Ivy. Enters the attacking zone across. Zap, and oh, he just couldn't get the shot off as the pass got caught up in his skates. Meanwhile, it's TJ Ritchie finding Jeffers in the Wranglers' end of the ice. Zap streaking up ahead, gains the blue line. Ahead, Pukkanen shoots, and it's grabbed by Sigurdsson. No rebound. A minute and 58 seconds into the second period. So a couple good looks for the Wranglers here to start period 2. They've already taken the first 3 shots of the period. Shot count now reading 11-7. So Wranglers on the right foot to try and get that next goal. As it'll be an offensive draw here. Roman Zapp on the second line out there for the Wranglers. Ritchie and Jeffers on the blue line. Zapp wins it. Papaspropoulos shoots, and it's blocked by Ivanov. Benyon will carry it through center and lift it into the Wranglers zone. Bounces off the near corner. Comes to Ritchie. The Ohio native will spin it towards the far side wall. Jeffers there to help things out. He will pitch it back to Ritchie. Plays a forward pass for Papaspropoulos. Finds him at center. Zapp enter the attacking zone. Finds Papaspropoulos below the circle. Tries to return it to Zapp, but Kristen read it like a book, and the Jacks are able to sprint back out to center. In stride, the Jackalopes to the net. It's Patilla spinning below the circle. Back to Benyon, and his shot goes wide. Left point, Kristen pinches down to keep it in for Odessa. Wizenand to Benyon. The far half ball, battling with Gagnon. Make that Zapp as the Jackalopes drive it into the Wrangler zone. They go off for a change. Meanwhile, Papaspropoulos off the wall for Zapp. Has a trailer and Jeffers at the center ice logo. He'll dance by some Jackalope defenders. Jeffers twisting his way deep. Has open space behind the net. The Wranglers able to get a partial change here. Stepanek steps on. Gerhard for Zapp between the circles. Gets immediately mobbed by Jackalopes. Forces him back out to center. And now Zapp will go off to complete the change. DeMarco starting the charge. Is down the right wing. Finds McNaughton. Backwards pass is offline as the Jackalopes pick it off and send it into the Wranglers zone behind McDonough. DeMarco pedals it forward for Gerhard. Exchanges with McNaughton. He moves with speed through the neutral zone. Sends it to the left of Sigurdsson. Wranglers try to get things started on the attack as Gerhard to the corner for McNaughton. Slides it deeper into the Jackalope zone. Nobody was home. Wranglers trying to pinch to keep it in. And Odessa's able to work it out to center. Racing Gerhard, who scored his first career goal in El Paso a couple weeks ago. Gets caught up along the near side wall. Jackalopes pick the puck free. Belsterling will knock it into the Wranglers zone. Tumbles below the goal line. Both teams getting some fresh bodies on the ice. Is bouncing puck at center. Is settled down by Jacob Miller. Leaves it for McNaughton. He gains the attacking zone. Back to Miller. Puck rides up his pants and goes into the far side corner. Again, it seems like in this building, the puck seems to have a mind of its own. As Gerhard for Troutwine in the neutral zone. Miller plays it forward. Jackalopes meet it. Again, puck bouncing at center. Miller tries to settle it down. Jackalopes are able to free it from their own blue line as Vardy finds Mitchell. Plays it off the right wall. Comes to McDonough. He'll bank it off the end wall for Troutwine. Troutwine playing in his 5th game as a Wrangler so far this season. Tries to exit his zone. Miller climbs back up to his feet. Chunchikov disruptive in the neutral zone. Turns it over from the Jackalopes' grasp, although Odessa quick to get back onto the puck. Able to bounce it out to center. Kristen across, looking for Max Treppo, who did not play in last night's contest. Looks for Kadlasik in the neutral zone. Instead gets Chunchikov. Tommy Chunchikov keeps it on the near side wall. Battling with Cameron Dunn. Pushes him away, and Dunn has drawn a penalty. Wranglers touch up, and Odessa will get their first power play chance here tonight. As it'll be Tommy Chunchikov going to the box for the Wranglers. It's going to be high sticking. Luckily, no blood drawn. Only 2 minutes for Tommy Chunchikov. 14:34 to go in the second period. So Wranglers penalty kill putting in good work last night. They clock in at 83.4% entering the contest. Jackalope power play, just 12% on the year. So they haven't been clicking as of late. Actually, so far this season, in 90 power play attempts, the Jackalopes have only taken 88 shots. So the floundering power play of the Jackalopes looks to get something going against a pretty stout Amarillo penalty kill. The Wranglers PK unit is able to force the Jackalopes back out to center as they step over the blue line. Mitchell is immediately met by Ben Ivey. Tries to swat it out of the zone, and with help from his twin brother Jack, they are able to do so for a clear about 25 seconds into the penalty. Trevor Mitchell. There's an errant pass at center. It's swarmed by Ben Ivey. DeMars in the attacking zone, shoots, and it goes wide. Makes a bounce off the glass, stays in play. Now on the near half wall, Manlove there with Doherty. Doherty's able to pick it free, and bouncing puck settled down by Zapp. He's going to go the other way. Roman Zapp into the attacking zone. It's met by Jackalopes, but he's able to kill some time. As Manlove through center, gains the red line, gets stymied at the blue line by McNaughton. Wranglers shutting things down at their own blue line, shorthanded. Wranglers penalty kill going 3 for 3 last night. As down the right wing wall, Dunn slides by towards the middle, and McDonough is able to get a stick on it as he was trying to prevent the Jackalopes from crashing the crease. Rosenthal to the line for Kristen. Across, Kadlasik at the circle, back to Kristen. Left side, Rosenthal fires, and it's fought off by McDonough. And the Wranglers are able to sweep it back down for another clear shorthanded. 18 seconds remaining on the Jackalope power play. As Kristen, the Jackalope captain, will slowly meander through center. Pitches it left side for Rosenthal. He'll tap it down. Troutwine there. Tries to smack it out. Instead takes a funny hop, goes to right. Kadlasik can't hold it in. As out of the box is Chunchikov. Here he goes towards the zone. Drops it off. Ben Ivey between the circles. He'll shoot, and a save made by Sigurdsson on that chance. We're back to 5-on-5 here as Chunchikov had a chance coming out of the box. Meanwhile, Wright deep into Wrangler territory. Battles for it in the near corner. Gagnon's able to pry it from his grasp, but not out of his own zone. His bouncing puck between the circles is chipped away by Gagnon. He'll move through center with speed. To his right for Jack Ivey. Whips it around. Sigurdsson slows it down. Pops out on the near half wall. McDonald trying to pinch and keep it in. Unsuccessful in doing so as Charlie Smith gains the red line, fires it in on McDonough, gets a stick on it, directs it towards the far corner where TJ Ritchie will handle. He'll bank it off the wall as he collides and sends a man down to the ice. McDonough out to play the puck, arm is raised. Looks like just a delayed offside on Odessa as the Wranglers get it out to center. Zapp twists his way into the attacking zone. Roman Zapp towards his right. Can't get a shot off. Defended well by Vardy. McDonald twisting. Finds Zapp. Far half wall. Down low. Papaspropoulos slides away from the pressure. Tries to center it for McDonald. Instead glances off a skate and goes into the netting. Stops the clock with 11:15 to go in the second period. Jackalope still with a 2-0 lead. Shot count 12-9 in favor of the Wranglers. The Jackalope crowd wanted a penalty on TJ Ritchie for that battle right in front of the Jackalope bench. No penalty to be had. We're still 5-on-5 as each team has had a chance on the power play and both coming up unsuccessful on their lone chance. Draw will be to the left of Sigurdsson. McNaughton will take it for the Wranglers. The third line out there for Amarillo. Draw is won by Odessa. Patilla to the near side wall. Troutwine pinching, trying to keep it for the Wranglers. For the moment, Stepanek has it on his stick. Gerhardt comes away from the pile, walks the line, across, connects for a shot there that goes for the crease. Gagnon was looking for a man in the middle. Wranglers back on goal. Save made by Sigurdsson as McNaughton was battling at the top of the blue paint. Troutwine chases after it in his own zone. Banks it off the wall for Gerhardt. Grayson Gerhardt drops it off as the Wranglers play catch D to D, off the stick of McNaughton and deep into Jackalope territory. Patilla skates it out of safety. Goes off a stick in the neutral zone and into the Jackalope bench. 10:32 to go in the second period. Get a new game puck. It looks like this draw is going to be in the neutral zone in front of the Wranglers bench. Head coach Ryan Anderson and assistant coach Connor Yanni will look on. No scoring so far here in the second period. Both goals were scored in the first. Jackalopes win the draw. Wojciechowski finds Rosenthal. Forward pass goes off the stick of Ivanov. He gets crunched along the boards by Zapp. Puck behind McDonough. Whizzing in to the left point. Wojciechowski wraps it around towards the near corner. Benian is met by DeMarco. Puck squeaks free. Zap able to backhand it to Pukkanen. Topi Pukkanen meandering his way through center. Across for Papaspropoulos. Below the circle, Papaspropoulos to the goal. He'll shoot, and a save made by Sigurdsson. And he gobbles up the rebound for another stoppage with 9:58 to go in the second period. No goals so far here in the second period. Jackalopes still lead 2-0 with 9:58 to go in period 2. I'll be back on the Wranglers Hockey Network in 1 minute on NATV and YouTube.
This is Topi Puikkonen and you are listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
Welcome back to Odessa in the Permian Basin, where the Jackalopes have a 2-0 lead on the visiting Amarillo Wranglers. The Wranglers knocking on the door with a couple good opportunities on their last shifts. Offensive zone draw here will be taken by Luke Morris. The Wranglers still looking for that first goal of the game for themselves, as Morris will batter with Kadlacik and win it. Off the draw, Gerhard fires and a save made. Make that Gagnol 19-18, and they immediately stop it, as looks like that hit Sigurdsson in the mask. And so he will get a tune-up. They blow the play dead. 9:53 to go in the second. They will flip circles, so now this draw will be on the near side circle. Luke Morris in to take it against Kadlacik again. And Morris wins it once more. Jackalopes quick to pressure the puck, though, as Trace Day tries to settle it down out of the air. Jackalopes bustle out the center and lift into the Wrangler zone. Troutwine, first man on it. Play goes into the near corner. A couple bodies converge. Rides up along the wall. Dunn twists it deeper. Off the back of the net, Kadlacik pedals it along to the left point. Vardy feels the force from Trace Day. Pushes it further. Now back to Vardy. Mitchell. High slot shot is blocked by Day. Second chance. Pops up into the air. And McDonough makes the save. Behind the net. Dunn. Loses it to Gagnon. He's without his stick. As plays it forward for Trace Day. He'll gain the red line. Push it forward. Kadlacik on the near side wall. Fumbles the puck. Chunchikov scoops it free. Tommy Chunchikov gains the blue line, dumps it down. He goes off for a change. Trevor Mitchell to the neutral zone for Smith. Enters the attacking zone. He motors down the wall, looking for a trailer down the middle. Nobody there as the Jackalopes were in the middle of a change. Jeffers, stretch pass, offline for McDonald. Had to stretch out to try and reach it. Unable to do so. Instead on the forecheck, gets it away. McNaughton on the near side wall, towards the goal, looking for Jack Ivey. Instead fired it off the end wall. Pops out on the far side for Ben Ivey. Loses the puck there as McDonald crunches right. A couple big-time hits here in the second period. Delayed offside on the Wranglers. With 8:17 to go in the second period. Stretch pass for the Jackalopes does not connect. It'll be an icing on Odessa with 8:11 to go in the second. Looks like the Wranglers are going to stick with that first line here. Ben Ivey, Jack Ivey, and McDonald. Ritchie and Jeffers will man the blue line. Been impressed with the game of TJ Ritchie so far. He's been throwing his weight around here tonight. When you weigh 225 pounds, standing at 6'5", he got a good reason to be doing so. Ritchie paired up with Jeffers here tonight. Jeffers currently on a 3-game point streak. 2 goals and 1 assist in his last 3 games. As Jackalopes win the defensive zone draw, Kristen to the far side wall. Jeffers dumps down a man in right. Wranglers come away with the puck. Jack Ivey enters the attacking zone, leaves it for Ben Ivey. Now back to Jack at the circle on his backhand. Shoots! Fought off by Sigurdsson. Puck is loose. Ivey shoots, and another try is stopped by Sigurdsson. A couple good chances there for Jack Ivey, who had the game-winning goal last night, and Sigurdsson was there to deny it. Big-time save for the Jackalope netminder. Prolific goal scorer and Jack Ivey knocking on the door. We'll have to wait another time as the Wranglers' third line out there. McNaughton will take this draw against Armijo. Puck bounces into the air off the draw. Jackalopes are able to corral it. Switch it towards the near corner. Held in by Gerhard. Whips it on goal. Fought off by Sigurdsson. Goes towards the near side. Gerhard again there trying to meet the puck. Jackalopes this time able to burst out the center. Wojciechowski shovels it to DeMarco. As the Michigan man will play it for Stepanek. Check forward connects with Grayson Gerhard, but Gerhard had to slow down and try and make that pass settle down on his stick, unable to do so, and the Jackalopes drive it in. Armijo battles for it in the far corner of the Wranglers zone. A couple bodies come together. Wranglers able to walk away from the pile as Doherty banks it off the wall for Gerhard. Again, having trouble settling it down in the neutral zone. Jackalopes will whip it down as they get a wholesale change. Doherty slaps it towards the neutral zone, looking for Gerhard. Bounces back to Doherty. Spin move here, tries to peel away from the pressure of Ivanov. Finds DeMarco. Again, it seems like those guys know where each other are at all times. It's like they got eyes in the back of their head. As finds DeMarco, plays to the neutral zone. Jackalopes trying to go the other way. Men at the blue line, McNaughton gets clustered on by a couple of Jackalopes as Ivanov back on the attack. Motors down the wall, behind the net. Battling with him is Doherty. Doherty's lost his stick. He's just now retrieves it. Is at the line. Shot there. Is blocked out in front, directed towards the near corner. McNaughton claims the loose puck. Finds Doherty, and he will lift it out to center where it's gloved down by Jack Kristen. Doherty to Papaspropoulos, an open space at center. Dishes it towards his right for DeMarco. Gains the red line, settles it down, and fires it in. Sigurdsson stops it down. Braden Patilla will lead the charge for Odessa as Dunn tries to sidestep Zap at center ice. Troutwine in the area, slaps it forward. Zap looking to get it back to Pukinen, but the puck bouncing out on the edge like a ping pong ball. Jackalopes going to go back on the attack. Puck bounces up into the air again. Gagnon, forward pass for Papaspropoulos hits. Pukinen down the middle, trying to burst his way towards the goal. Finds Zap, no, back to Pukinen, and it's blocked by the Jackalopes. Sigurdsson out to play it. Wranglers at the line. Gagnon shoots. Save made. Rebound. Papaspropoulos. And oh, what a save by Sigurdsson. Wraparound try. Denied by Sigurdsson again. Unreal. Zap away from the pile to the left point for Troutwine. He'll whip it off the end wall. Wranglers. Zap tries again, and it's off the side of the net. Picks up the rebound. Papaspropoulos a try, and Sigurdsson denies that as well. Couple big-time saves for the Odessa netminder as the Wranglers were cycling like vultures. And it's still a 2-0 game. Well, you got to give credit where credit is due. A couple big-time saves from Quentin Sigurdsson, a native of Sartell, Minnesota. Is able to somehow make a couple quick acrobatic saves to keep the Wranglers off the board. Now for reference, shot count is now 22-12. Jackalopes have taken 5 shots in the second period. Wranglers have taken 14. Wranglers win the offensive zone draw. Ritchie controls it, left point. Twists it down deep, goes by Miller. Pops out on the far side wall. Wranglers at the line. Morris holds it in. Swipes it down low. Miller on the attack. He's all alone in the corner. Centering pass goes off a stick. Held in by Jeffers. Left point. Ritchie fires it towards the goal, and it's blocked by a Jackalope. It looked like Rosenthal was in the area, and the puck gets sent out of the Jackalope zone. I don't believe that hit the glass. In fact, landed just a few feet below me. As we got some Wrangler faithful down here. I'll pass that puck along. Someone's got a souvenir here tonight. And looks like this draw is going to be to the right of Sigurdsson. We're still 5-on-5. Reminds me of the time that I almost caught a puck to the face in Oklahoma. Saw my life flash before my eyes again. As Wranglers pinch on the right point, trying to keep things in the attacking zone. Jackalopes making it difficult for him as the puck is able to be weaseled over the blue line. Wranglers back out at center. Ben Ivy reaching out and diving to try and swipe the puck forward for Jack Ivy. Jackalopes continue to burrow their way into the Wranglers zone. Poke check from McDonough sends it towards the far side. Jeffers with the puck on his stick in an open space. Touches out the puck. Looks like we got a penalty here. As the arm is raised, clock is stopped with 4:15 to go in the second. And looked like that was well away from the play. Looks like they're going to take Jack McDonald. High sticking. So, 2 penalties on the Wranglers in the second period, both for high sticking. Wranglers so far 1 for 1 on the penalty kill. We'll look to see if they can go 2 for 2. He's drawn to the left of McDonough, near circle of the Wranglers zone. Zap. Unable to control the draw as Kristen, right point, finds Dunn at the half wall. Now down low, Kadlacik gets the puck knocked off his stick as the Wranglers are able to pitch it out. He's off the glass and out of play. 8 seconds gone off the Jackalope power play. 4:07 to go in the second period. Looks like this draw will come back out to the neutral zone right in front of the Jackalope bench. It'll be zapping Kadlacik again. Kadlacik wins it from the center ice logo. Kristen burrows his way into the attacking zone. Quick flip pass goes behind McDonough. DeMarco there to meet it. Play pinned up against the end wall. Squeaks free to Rosenthal at the point. Kristen. Right circle for Kadlacik. Now back to Kristen. Kadlacik across. Rosenthal kicks it to his stick. Throws it towards the crease. And the Wranglers are able to escape dangerous. DeMarco muscles a man off the puck. Jackalopes back up at the line. Kadlacik to Kristen. Now back to Kadlacik at the right point. Returns it for Kristen. Skates into it. Back pedals. Finds Kadlacik, now down low, Dunn towards the middle, and it's blocked away by McDonough. He's able to get a stick on it. Wranglers are able to skate it to the line. McNaughton gets his pocket picked as Kadlacik into the attacking zone. Stops at the half wall. It's met by Doherty. Dunn flips the script and sends it towards the far side wall. Now in is Vardy, fresh off the bench. Lemuel Vardy twisting at the half wall. Sends it down low for Wisenand. Back to Vardy in the far corner. DeMarco there defensively. Left point, settling it down is Kristen. Across the top of the circle. Kadlacik shoots. It's blocked by Doherty. Kristen at the line, 35 seconds on the power play. Kadlacik shoots, and a save made by McDonough. And he'll swaddle up the rebound. 2:47 to go in the second period. 32 seconds remaining on the Jackalope power play. Jackalopes with some pretty good scoring opportunities on that man advantage, but a few big saves from Connor McDonough. And some big-time shot blocks by the Wrangler defense, able to hold the Jackalopes off the board on the man advantage. Wisenand against Ben Ivy in the near face-off circle. Ben Ivy, the San Diego native, look to win a defensive zone draw here, still shorthanded for the next 32 seconds. It looks like they're taking their good time dropping the puck. Give some instructions to Ben Ivy, talk things over, and now finally we'll get the puck dropped. And Ben Ivy will win this draw. Wranglers quickly try and fire it out of their own zone, but it's held in by Patilla. At the right point, Richmond down low. Harsh pass goes off the stick of Armijo, bounces below the goal line, comes back to Armijo, gets converged on by Troutwine. Wisenand peels it free. Vardy, in the left corner, Wranglers being disruptive here, shorthanded for the next 10 seconds as Jack Ivy is able to kick it back out the center. Jack Ivy being very disruptive, shorthanded, forces the Jackalopes back to their own zone, and the Wranglers go 2 for 2 on the penalty kill. Back to even strength, McDonald out of the box. Jackalopes look to go right back on the attack as Richmond winds it in. Gagnon on the far side, overskates the puck. Richmond is there to meet it. Now he overskates the puck. My goodness, Wranglers bounce it off the wall. Enter the attacking zone. Mitchell there defending Jack Ivy. Play goes to the far corner. Jack Ivy still trying to dig that puck free. Jackalopes go corner to corner and sky it back to the neutral zone and then some as it goes over the head of Gagnon, and that'll be an icing on Odessa with 1:43 to go in the second period. So sometimes you talk about when a team isn't able to score on a power play, and then sometimes you see a goal afterwards, and then you say, well, the momentum from the power play carried over, and you get a goal off of that. You call it a power play goal, but not really because it didn't happen on the power play. I say the same thing can happen in a penalty kill. That was a big-time kill for the Wranglers. We'll see if they get momentum from it. It's Day off the draw, fires it wide. Rebound chance is swept away by Treppo. Right point, Jeffers tries to hold it in. Instead, Manlove will shovel it off the wall for DeMars. DeMars cuts towards the middle. He will shoot, and it goes wide of the net. Good defense from DeMarco, denying him any sort of prime chance. There's DeMarco off the corner wall for Chunchikov on the right wing. Gains the red line. Now Odessa Blue tries to bank it off the wall. Gets caught up in the skate of the linesman. Wranglers are forced back out the center. Unfortunate series of events there for the Wranglers with a $1:09 on the clock in period 2. With the Jackalopes gain the attacking zone, shovel it in. Jeffers behind his net. He's battling with Belsterling on the forecheck. He'll bank it off the end wall for DeMarco. Tries to find an outlet pass to Chunchikov. Instead, the Jackalopes in the way. Bouncing puck between the circles, corralled by Jeffers. Gets hauled down at his own blue line. Arm is raised. Wranglers are going to head to the power play. Drew Jeffers tried to motor his way out of his own zone. Got caught up by at least 2 sticks. Sent down to the ground. Jackalopes head to the box. Wranglers go to the power play for the second time tonight. Looks like the guilty man is number 13 for Odessa. That's going to be Zach Benion. 2 minutes for tripping. 44.3 seconds to go in the second. So, Odessa had 2 chances on the power play. Now the Wranglers finally getting their second. Ben Ivy will take the draw. Jackalopes win it, kick it below the goal line, and they'll swipe it back out to the line, but not out. Papaspropoulos, or make that Pukanen to the middle. McDonald tries to throw a shot on goal. Jackalopes are there to meet it as it goes to the far corner. Wranglers battle for it. Goes along the near side wall. Jack Ivy pinching, trying to hold it, and he frees it. Jack Ivy to the middle. He'll shoot and score! Jack Ivy goes between the wickets of Sigurdsson, and the Wranglers get on the board. It's 2-1. Jack Ivy now has goals in back-to-back games. It's his 15th of the year to cut the Jackalope lead in half. And again, another power play goal for the Wranglers, as that's now power play goals in 4 straight games. So go figure. Power play has a cold spell where it seems like they can't get anything going on the power play. Then Ryan Anderson and company spent a lot of time in the week trying to perfect that power play, and looks like it paid off. Power play goals in 4 straight games. Jack Ivy with the goal, and the Wranglers on the board here in the second period. 14 seconds to go. Wranglers looking for another one, as looked like a stick caught up high by Zapp. Sends him to the ground. He's holding his face. Meanwhile, some bad blood afterwards, so they blow it dead. Gagnon with some words for Treppo. Officials trying to break that up, but it looks like the Wranglers are going to head right back to the power play. We'll see who heads to the box for Odessa. Looks like Zapp was streaking towards the goal, caught a stick up high, and looks like we're still trying to find out which Jackalope will be the representative in the box. They're kind of mulling around in the neutral zone saying, it's not me, right? No, it was him, not me. Must have been a ghost, but nope. Looks like it's going to be Max Treppo going to the box. Only 2 minutes on the board to Odessa, so Wranglers get a power play goal just moments before. Right back on it. 1 for 2 so far here tonight. First unit comes back out. Off the draw, McDonald wins it. Ben Ivy in the circles, gets hauled down. Can't rip a shot away. McDonald for Gagnon. He'll shoot, and it's blocked. 2 seconds to go. Turns again, and the deflection out in front goes wide. And that'll do it for the second period.
So the Wranglers will have 1 minute and 50 seconds of power play time to start the third period. Most recent goal for the Wranglers scored on the power play by Jack Ivey. To get the Wranglers on the board, Jack McDonald picks up the lone assist. McDonald now extends his point streak to 4 games. 4 assists in number 93's last 4 games. Wranglers look to pick up another power play goal at the top of the third period. As for us, we will head towards the second intermission report. We'll recap the events of the first 2 periods, preview the third period, and chicken in some scores from around the league, as it's a busy night in the North American Hockey League. All that and much, much more coming up on the second intermission report on the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube. Jackalopes lead the Wranglers 2-1 after 40 minutes of play. Wranglers were able to cut the Jackalope lead to just one with a late goal in the second period from Jack Ivey. Hi everybody, Guy Chiarenza live here from Ector County Coliseum. And looks like once again, Wranglers entering a tight game in the third period, down by just one goal as Odessa leaped out to a 2-0 lead about midway through the first period. First goal coming from Hayden DeMars. And this is going to Teddy Manlove and Adam Armijo. 9 minutes and 59 seconds into the first period. And then the Jackalopes just 46 seconds later were able to score again, courtesy of Cameron Dunn from Kristen and Manlove to make it a 2-0 hockey game. That's where we stood after 20 minutes of play. Wranglers able to rally back with a solid second period, capped off with a power play goal from Jack Ivey, his 15th of the season. A lone assist coming to Jack McDonald with 23 seconds to go in the second period to make it 2-1. And, I mean, where have you seen this before? Jack Ivey just seems to make magic happen out of nothing. The puck is pinned up against the near side wall, right at the half wall. And you're sitting here saying, well, certainly the Wranglers aren't going to score on this play, right? Are they? And then next thing you know, Jack Ivey skating from the play, driving to the net, and he's able to slide it between the legs of Quentin Sigurdsson for the score to make it a 2-1 hockey game. And that's really what Jack Ivey does best, is just making something happen out of nothing. We see him do it 5-on-5. We see him do it shorthanded. Here he is doing it on the power play. Wranglers power play heating up as of late. Now have power play goals in each of their last 4 games. So Ryan Anderson and Connor Yanni spending a little bit of extra time this week and last week trying to fine-tune that power play unit, which before seemed to have been ice cold, so something had to give. Looks like that extra practice worked out for the Wranglers as they now have a nice power play streak going. As for the shot count, you're now looking at 23-13 in favor of the Wranglers. Now, if memory serves correct, it was 8-7 in favor of the Wranglers at the end of the first period. So you think about the Wranglers outshooting the Jackalopes 15-6 in the second period. That's pretty darn good if I do say so myself. Unfortunately for the Wranglers, they were only able to get 1 goal out of that second period fury, but something tells me if they're able to do that same thing in the third period, there's a good chance that they have a few more goals on the board. Really, the Wranglers probably should have had maybe 3 goals in that second period, but some really big saves by Quentin Sigurdsson held the Wranglers off the board up until the end of the second period. And that's the kind of goalie Quentin Sigurdsson is. You kind of have to tip your cap to him. You don't just have a 1.96 goals against average and 939 save percentage in 23 games if you don't make saves like that. It really kept the Jackalopes in the game when the Wranglers were really trying to pound it past him. You got to give credit to the Odessa netminder. Otherwise, the Wranglers probably would have had maybe 3 or 4 goals in that second period. They were really pushing the pressure offensively, and it looks like that second period was definitely more in favor of the Wranglers than it was the Jackalopes. Looks like the Jackalopes really had their way in the first period. Wranglers kind of caught back up to them at the end of the first. The second period, it seems like Wranglers really dictated the terms, especially offensively. A couple big stops on the penalty kill as well. As Odessa 0-for-2 on the power play in the second period. Wranglers penalty kill going 2-for-2. Wranglers starting to heat up here in the second period. And we talked about that in the first intermission, that the Wranglers are more of a final 2/3 of a game kind of team. You can't really say a second half kind of team because hockey isn't really split up into halves, but Wranglers really start to heat up as the second and third periods wear on, and we're starting to see that again here tonight. I don't think the Wranglers played a bad first period by any means. In fact, I thought that they were a little bit snake-bit and probably should have had a few goals in that first period as well. But it looks like Quentin Sigurdsson's having a big night. Jackalopes defense were able to get a couple key shot blocks in the first period. Wranglers able to get a few more shots on goal here in the second than they did the first. In fact, almost doubling their total from the first period to the second period. So I think the Wranglers are on the right track here in this game, and we'll see if they can continue to carry the momentum heading into the third period. Now, you look at the clock, they've got 1 minute and 50 seconds of power play time to work with to start the third period, and that's big. You think about the way that this Wrangler power play has been playing as of late. Already have a power play goal here tonight. And you think about the momentum that Jack Ivey goal gave the Wranglers to end the second period. We'll see if that can carry over into the third. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't from period to period. And, sometimes they say your biggest enemy is time. And for the Wranglers, they had a lot of time there at the end of the second period. able to get a goal on the board. They'll have plenty of time here to start the third period. A minute and 20 seconds, almost a full power play to work with to start period 3. So Jack Ivey gets the first goal of the game for the Wranglers. Let's see if anybody was able to correctly pick Jack Ivey getting the first goal on the board for Amarillo here tonight. Looks like we had no picks for Jack Ivey, so better luck tomorrow for Wrangler faithful, as tomorrow we'll be wrapping up the third game of the 3-game set here from Odessa as we head into the Christmas break. Reminder that if you do win the pick to click, we'll give you an on-air shout-out here on the Wranglers Hockey Network. So no winner here tonight. Jack Ivey gets the first goal for the Wranglers. He now has 2 goals in his last 2 games. So you got Jack Ivey heating up at the right time. Jack McDonald with the lone assist on that goal. Extend his point streak to 4 straight games with an assist in all 4 games for number 93. Now has 15 assists in 30 games played. And now he ties Nolan Gagnon for the team lead in assists. And that power play assist for Jack McDonald also puts him as the leader in the clubhouse for power play assists with 6. So Jack McDonald has been busy dishing the puck around as he's passing that Christmas platter around, some Christmas presents around the tree. He's able to gift Jack Ivey his 15th goal of the season, which is the team lead, to cut the Jackalope lead in half. When we come back on the Wranglers Hockey Network, we will look at some scores from around the league and talk about what implications some other games around the league may have, as it's a busy night in the South Division. A lot at stake here as the South Division wears into the second half of the season. All that coming up next on the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube.
This is Topi Puikkonen and you are listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
Welcome back to the Jack Shack, where the Jackalopes have a 2-1 lead over the Wranglers. Wranglers with plenty of power play time to start the third period, trying to tie it up at 2 to open the third frame. Let's check in on some scores from around the league, as we do understand that there are some games in the South Division that could impact the playoff standings right now. So we'll take a peek and see what we've got going on. As over in Shreveport, the Mudbugs have a healthy 3-0 lead over the Colorado Grip after 2 periods of play, that game in the second intermission. Shreveport getting goals from Andrew Seminara, Lucas Deeb, and another one from Seminara. So he has a 2-goal game over in Shreveport. Mudbugs looking to stay at the second place position in the South Division. Over at Outpost Ice Arenas, Warriors and Ice Wolves doing battle. New Mexico has a 2-0 lead over Oklahoma. 5:58 and counting remaining in the second period. New Mexico getting goals from Kenan Raelitz. We haven't seen him this year. And Bryce Johnson. We will see the New Mexico Ice Wolves on New Year's Eve at the Budweiser Bullpen. Make sure you get your tickets at panhandletickets.com. I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to that matchup. We're going to have games on the 30th and 31st, and on that 31st game, it'll be New Year's Eve. We'll be celebrating things at the Wranglers game, and then afterwards over at the Amarillo Ice Ranch as well. So if you get a Wranglers ticket, I believe you do get a discount to go over to the after party at the Ice Ranch. I've heard that they've got a bunch of food trucks going on there, singing, dancing, all sorts of fun stuff. So make sure you head on over after the Wranglers game, and once again, get your tickets at panhandletickets.com. So the New Mexico Ice Wolves with a 2-0 lead over the Warriors. Keep an eye on that game as the night wears on. And over at NITEX Sports Center, it's the Brahmas and the Ice Rays. And look at this. Corpus Christi with a 1-0 lead over the Brahmas. Late stages of the second period, under 2 minutes to go in the second frame there. Lone goal scored by Billy Biederman. So Corpus Christi trying to pull off the upset against the first place Lone Star Brahmas. Wranglers will see the ice rays at the end of January. In fact, this month of January, we're going to be seeing a lot of the Colorado Grit and the Corpus Christi Ice Rays, as the Wranglers will play the Grit 6 times to start the month of January, and then they'll end the month with a set down in Corpus Christi against the Ice Rays to finish off the season series. So you think about a pretty good month of January, where the Wranglers should be able to string up a couple of good wins against 2 of the teams that are towards the bottom of the South Division. But I've been told time and time again that there is no such thing as a trap game in the South Division. Every opponent carries the same weight. They are all dangerous night in and night out. So the Wranglers will be on high alert in the month of January as they look to continue to climb the South Division standings. We're about 2 minutes out from the third period in Odessa. Got some second intermission festivities out of the way. Zamboni rolling around here in Odessa, as we see George, the equipment manager, making his way back to the bench for the Wranglers. And Amarillo will look to tie this thing up with a power play goal to start the third period. Jack Ivey scored the lone Amarillo goal at the end of the second period on the power play. See if the Wranglers can once again cook on the man advantage, get something going past Quentin Sigurdsson. That's kind of the way it was last night, where the Jackalopes kind of kicked things off early with a goal, and then as time settled in, the Wranglers were able to start to play their own game, adapt to what the Jackalopes were throwing at them, and ultimately come away with the victory. Well, it seems like we're on the right track to that here tonight. We'll see if the Wranglers can do it with some big third period action from Ector County Coliseum. Third period puck drop when we come back on the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube. We are just moments away from third period action from the Jack Shack in the backyard brawl between the Wranglers and the Jackalopes. Odessa has a 2-1 lead over the Wranglers at the top of the third period, but Amarillo knocking on the door with a $1.50 worth of power play time to kick off period 3. Both teams are back out on the ice. Wranglers will skate from left to right, Jackalopes from right to left, as you see it on NATV. And we will paint a picture for you here on our YouTube audio stream. Hope everybody's having a good night. Everybody enjoying the holiday spirit. Hopefully you're spending some time with your families and taking in some good Friday night action of hockey with us. We appreciate having you here on the Wranglers Hockey Network. We understand there's a lot of sports and entertainment options out there. We appreciate you choosing the Wranglers and the Jackalopes here tonight. Connor McDonough back between the pipes for the Wranglers. Across from him, Quentin Sigurdsson. Both lead the league in games played, both appearing in their 24th game this season. So it's been a heavy workload for both netminders, but they both performed quite admirably. Sets the stage for an exciting battle here this weekend. 3 games between the Wranglers and the Jackalopes. These two teams will meet again for one final 2-game set at the Budweiser Bullpen in February. But the Wranglers aren't too concerned about that right now. They're concerned about taking care of business in enemy territory on the weekend before the Christmas break. And so, away we go for third period action. Opening draw won by Odessa. They'll get the opening clear. Short-handed. McDonough slows it down for Gagnon. He will skate through his own zone. Meanders away. The defensive Cad Lasik finds Pukinen. He'll drop it back for Jack Ivey. Ben Ivey streaks into the attacking zone. Ivey shoots, and it goes wide off the stick of Rosenthal and has enough steam to carry it back out to center. Jack Ivey, deep in his own zone, finds Gagnon. Mishandles it in the corner and was able to swipe it back to Jack Ivey, corner to corner, as he will race his way towards the near side wall. Play it to the middle for Ben Ivey. Gains some steam through center ice. To his right for Gagnon, over the line. Back to Ben Ivey. Underneath the circle for Pukinen. On the far side, stops and pivots at the half wall, drifts towards the net. He'll shoot, and it's swallowed up by Sigurdsson. No rebound. All that coming 53 seconds into the second period. Wranglers still have 57 seconds of power play time to work with as the second unit will come on. Roman Zapp will take this draw. Alex Papaspropoulos to his right, Connor McNaughton to his left, and Jeffers and DeMarco behind him on the blue line. And Zapp wins it, gets it cleanly to DeMarco. Across, Jeffers right point, waiting, down low for Zapp. Works his way to the half wall, now back up to Jeffers. Across, DeMarco fires, and it goes wide. Off the end wall, scooped up by Vardy. And the Jackalopes will carry it out to center as Armijo gains the red line. He'll dump it in. 36 seconds of power play time remaining for the Wranglers as Jeffers through center gains the red line for McNaughton over Jackalope Blue. He'll twist it below the goal. Laid offside on the Wranglers, so they'll have to retreat back out to center. Odessa will whip it out of their own zone. It'll go the distance. 18 seconds of power play time remaining for the Wranglers. The Jackalopes aggressive on the forecheck, able to shut things down in the Wrangler zone is Wizenand being a disruptive force as McNaughton over the blue line for Papaspropoulos, and the Wranglers again step offside. This time they will call it. 18-12 to go in the third. 3 seconds remaining on the Wrangler power play, and then Max Treppo will come out of the box. Fourth line out there for the Wranglers in the tail end of the power play. Luke Morris will take this draw against Hunter Wizenand. And the Wranglers win it. Gagnon for Troutwine. Over the red line, over Jackalope Blue. Motors his way along the far side wall, finds Morris deep in Jackalope territory. Miller across for Gagnon, right points. Settles it down. Flips it around, goes by Miller. Troutwine pinching. As it bounce off his stick, Jackalopes converge on him. Pitch it to the blue line. Wranglers swat it back down towards Sigurdsson. Patilla, backhand pass for Ivanov. He'll sky it to the neutral zone, gloved down by Troutwine. Forwards his way ahead. It's Troutwine, splits the D. He's got Chunchikov to his left, but the Jackalopes able to get a stick on it at the last second and send the Wranglers back out the center. Stretch pass connects with Chunchikov, dancing along the right side wall. Spins, stops, and loses the puck. Right point, Gagnon fires it, and it's snared by Sigurdsson, and he'll just melt it down. 17-19 to go in the third. Jackalopes with the 2-1 lead. It'll be another offensive zone draw for the Wranglers. Ben Ivey will take it. Wranglers trying to crash on the puck off the draw, send Rosenthal to the end wall. Jack Ivey trying to weasel the puck away. A couple jabs at it with his skate. And the Jackalopes were able to skate it scot-free. Is out to center. Off the stick of Smith. McDonald going the other way. Stops, settles it down across Ben Ivey. One-timer, and he scores! Ben Ivey ties the game up at 2. And I believe that's another assist for Jack McDonald. So string them together like Christmas lights. Jack McDonald dishing the puck nicely to Ben Ivy, and the Wranglers have tied it up at 2. So both Ivy twins getting goals here tonight. First it was Jack Ivy at the tail end of the second period on the power play. Now it's Ben Ivy on a coast-to-coast pass from Jack McDonald to make it 2-2. And it's a brand new game with 16:53 to go in the third period. Wranglers knocking on the door for more as Jack Ivy tries to peel it away from Mitchell on the far circle. Wranglers forced back to their own zone as DeMarco banks it off the near wall. Looks for Jack Ivy up ahead. He's at the tail end of a shift, though. His line mates have already gone off for a change. As Mitchell skates into the Wrangler zone, stops at the half wall, finds a trailer. DeMars dances his way behind the goal, and Jeffers slaps it off his stick and carries it back out the center. Trying to dish it towards his right for Ben Ivy, who's still out there, as is Jack Ivy. DeMars towards the middle. Puukkonen picks it off. Puukkonen through the neutral zone. Will loft it in. He'll give chase. Now the Ivy twins finally are able to get off. As Puukkonen battling in the near corner, still with the puck on his stick. To the right point for Jeffers. He'll drive it in deeper. Zapp there to meet it in the corner. Zapp to the line for Ritchie on his backhand. Returns it to Zapp. Dunn is there to get his body in the way. Settles the puck down and gains some speed through center. To his right. Connects with Richmond. Backhand shot stopped by McDonough. Rebound goes to Papaspropoulos. He'll turn on the Jets. He gains the red line. Now Jackalope Blue. Papaspropoulos to the wall. He draws a penalty as the Jackalopes will touch up. Wranglers back to the power play. Looks like it's going to be a slashing call on Odessa. It's going to be Cameron Dunn heading to the box for the Jackalopes. In the meantime, that third period goal for Ben Ivy has just come in. Exactly 3 minutes into the third period. The goal that made it 2-2 was scored by Ben Ivy. That is his 8th goal of the season. Jack McDonald picks up the primary assist, and Colin Doherty the secondary assist. So Jack McDonald now leads the team in assists with 16. He's got 2 here tonight. And off the draw, McDonald down to his knees, tries to play it to the point, and diving to keep it in is Doherty. Ben Ivy tries to take a swat at it, and he keeps it in. Good work here from the Wranglers, but they will eventually lose the puck as Wizenand is able to bounce it back out the center. Really gotta like the effort, though. As Puukkonen evades the forecheck from Wizenand. Puukkonen enters the zone. Stops. Now backhands it to the line for Gagnon. Across for Jack Ivy, top of the left circle. Now back to Gagnon. Drifting towards his left. He'll shoot into clambers off a few bodies, and the Jackalopes sweep it away. Wranglers looking for a deflection goal there, but none to be had. Jackalopes get another clear, goes right to McDonough. He'll slow it down and play it forward for Jack Ivy. Goes a little bit of a stray, though. Banked off the wall. Jackalopes the other way. They'll shoot off the side of the net, and it bounces to Papaspropoulos. And quickly, he goes the other way. He's a shifty figure, tries to gain some speed, but he gets stood up by Vardy. Wranglers will regroup here with 53 seconds of power play time left. Jeffers drops it down low for Zapp on his backhand. Gets crunched by a couple Jackalopes, and Jeffers is unable to hold it in, has to retreat back to his own zone. Jeffers gains the red line. Finds McNaughton on the right wing. Backhands it back to Jeffers. Puck on edge. Wranglers trying to settle it down in the right corner. Zapp up to Jeffers at the point. Across for DeMarco. Now back to Zapp near half wall. Across. Papaspropoulos. And we just couldn't get the shot away. The puck was on edge. It hopped off his stick. Point to point, Jeffers shoots, looking for a tip-in from McNaughton, but Sigurdsson swallows it up, and afterwards, we got some bad blood. Pushing, shoving, and all the like, with 5 seconds to go on the Wrangler power play, 13:35 to go in the third. Some really good chances for the Wranglers on that power play. As the fourth line will come out there for the Wranglers, Chunchikov, Morris, and Day. This draw will be to the right of Sigurdsson. Morris will take it. Chunchikov to his left, Day to his right. Dunn standing up in the penalty box. He's out in 5 seconds. Off the draw. Morris gets tied up. Looks like he had it won. Chunchikov steps in, claims the puck, and backhands it behind Sigurdsson. Jackalopes twist it towards the near side. Gagnon pinches, keeps it in. Day to the middle for Chunchikov. He'll shoot, and it's blocked by Kristen. The Jackalope captain sends it to the blue line. And looks like we got a high stick here. Stops the clock with 13:18 to go in the third period. And so, because that puck was played with a high stick, they're going to take this draw all the way down to the Wrangler zone. But we are still 5-on-5. Shot count reads 27-15 in favor of the Wranglers. So the Wranglers out shooting the Jackalopes by a healthy margin here tonight, as we have a delayed face-off, and now they drop it. Troutwine finds Gagnon from behind his net, slips it towards the middle for Chunchikov, bounces by him, he'll give chase, and he wins that race. Oh, but they're going to call an icing on that? I don't know about that one. Oh, and Tommy Chunchikov looking at the ref like, really? I don't know, man, but your call. And so this draw will come back to the Wranglers zone, and they will not be able to get a change. So again, the draw will be to the left of McDonough, far circle of the Wranglers zone. It'll be Wisenand against Morris at the dot. Luke Morris whispering instructions to his line mates. Again, another false start off the draw. Come on, just drop the puck already. And there we go. Puck bouncing around in the circle, goes behind McDonough. Troutwine will claim it. On his backhand, Troutwine tries to play it forward, gets caught up between a couple Jackalopes as Bennion tries to slide his way along the wall. Troutwine emerges from the left side, finds Chunchikov in open space, off the wall, looking for Trace Day, but Rosenthal's able to get a stick on it, and Wisenand goes the other way. Wisenand shoots, blocker saved by McDonough, glove down by Bennion, directed towards the near corner. DeMarco will come away from the fray with the puck as he'll bank it off the wall for Chunchikov, and it'll tumble back out to center. Trace Day there for Amarillo. Gets pinned up against the Jackalope bench. And now a couple bodies join him. Wranglers dig it free as Morris finds Doherty. Tries to play it back to Morris. Jackalopes in the area. Day will just swat it off the wall and down. Gerhard, fresh off the bench, goes racing after it. Wranglers' third line out there as McNaughton joins the forecheck. Stepanek there as well. Tries to pin it into the Jackalope zone, but Odessa will skate it out to center, but not before McNaughton sends it back down. 11:58 to go in the third period, 2-2 game. Stepanek on the forecheck tries to muscle it away from Vardy. Mitchell steps in to help out as he will backhand it softly up for DeMars. He tries to slap it out, but McNaughton in the area keeps it in. Centering pass goes off a leg and out to the Wranglers zone. DeMarco will claim it for the Wranglers, finds Doherty. Forward pass off a body, and Wranglers might have numbers. Stepanek forward for Gerhard. Takes a shot and a save made on a sharp angle by Sigurdsson, and the rebound chance trickles wide. Now the Jackalopes' turn as now comes Kads Lasik from the circle. He'll shoot, and it goes high and wide. Left side, Kristen trying to keep it in. Left point, he'll shoot, goes off a body, and somehow McDonough makes the save. Play in the left point. Now down along the wall. Bouncing out to center. 11:04 to go in the third. As Treppo fires it in. McDonough out to slow it down. A couple fresh bodies on the ice for both sides as play gets pinned up in the near corner. 2-on-2 battle on the boards. Now TJ Ritchie joins the fray. Jackalope slide it free, try and center. Nobody there at the point. Treppo in, shoots, and a save made by McDonough. TJ Ritchie off the wall, gets it out to center. Jack Ivey and McDonald give chase. Wranglers in the middle of a change as Kadlasik goes across for Trepo. Skates out of his own zone. From the center ice logo, pitches it off the near wall. Drew Jeffers will be the only man on it as he will bank it off that very same wall for McDonald in the neutral zone. He'll gain the red line. Now the blue. McDonald with speed. Button hooks for a trailer. Gagnon, high slot. Down low. Zap. One-timer. And Sigurdsson got a piece of it. Zap across. Troutwine fires. Zap in the middle. And he can't fire it home. And now Belsterling goes the other way. Cohen Belsterling stops at the circle. Looking for a trailer. He's got one. Goes off the skate of Ivanov. He tumbles below the goal line. Gets hit there by Gagnon. And Troutwine will get it up ahead for Zap. What furious action on both ends of the ice. It's still a 2-2 game. Jackalopes diagonally send it towards the near corner of the Wranglers zone. They subsequently send it out to the neutral zone. As Wizenand applying to play it forward for Ivanov. Pass was too far ahead of him. As Gagnon banks it off the wall, looking for a trailer. No one was there. Puck goes into the middle, bouncing in the blue paint. And the Wranglers are able to come away with it scot-free. Dangerous chance there. A stretch pass is offline for Papaspropoulos, but luckily it goes in on Sigurdsson. No icing. Jackalopes play it off the wall, and that will be an icing on Odessa as it went all the way back down the distance. It'll be an offensive zone draw for the Wranglers with 9:06 to go in the third period. Wranglers lead the shot count 29-17, but it's a 2-2 game here in Ector County Coliseum. And I will say, this is one of my favorite road venues. It's just a very unique and interesting building. The sight lines here are very good. Just a very fun building to watch a hockey game in, but not as fun as the Budweiser bullpen. It will be on New Year's Eve for a date with the New Mexico Ice Wolves. As Wranglers unable to hold it in, Jackalopes back on the attack. DeMars tries to fire a shot, rolled off his stick. McDonough will pounce on it and hold with 8:54 to go in the third period. Well, it's anybody's game here. 8:54 to go in the third, tied up at 2. We'll see if the Wranglers can get it done when we come back from the break on the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube.
This is Topi Puikkonen and you are listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
High drama here in the Permian Basin as we're all knotted up at 2 with 8:54 to go in the third period. Draw will be to the left of Connor McDonough. Ben Ivy will take it against Adam Armijo. And Ben Ivy wins it, gets it to Colin Doherty. He will spin it along the far side wall, connects with McDonald at center, but at the last second the puck rolled off his stick. Luckily Ben Ivy in there to pounce on it. Finds Jack Ivy, left circle, shot, and a save made by Sigurdsson. And he will pay no rebound. 8:41 to go in the third. Wranglers now hit the 30-shot mark here in this game. On a night last night where they put up 23, Wranglers averaging about 26 shots, 4 per game, so they're over that mark here tonight. It's been a pretty good, healthy offensive production here for the Wranglers as Ben Ivy centers, connects with McDonald, and a save made by Sigurdsson. Laying out to make a block was Wojciechowski. As the Wranglers fire it through the crease, Doherty pinches down, twists it towards the half wall. Wojciechowski in open space will skate it to the neutral zone, bank it off the far side wall, back down to the Wranglers zone. That will be an icing on Odessa with 8:18 to go in the third. Well, on that last play, I wasn't sure if it was Sigurdsson that got a piece of that or Wojciechowski. Either way, McDonald was knocking on the door looking for another point here in tonight's game, but looks like he wasn't satisfied with 2 assists. He was looking for a goal there. And somehow the Jackalopes were able to keep it out of the net. Second line comes on for the Wranglers as Zap, Puukkonen, and Papaspropoulos with Jeffers and Ritchie on the blue line. Play goes towards the wall. Ritchie holds it in. Fire it towards the near corner. Pukinen takes a chop at it, hits the side of the net. Rosenthal to the left point. Ritchie holds it in. Looking for Zap down low. Pass was just a little too harsh. Ritchie tries to hold it in. Feels pressure from DeMars, and somehow he keeps it in. But the Wranglers will peel away from the attack as Rosenthal connects with Manlove at the Wrangler blue line. He'll flip it on goal. McDonough will settle it down and keep play moving. Zap for Papaspropoulos in the neutral zone. Scampers after the puck into the Jackalope zone. Drops it off for Pukinen. Evades the defense, finds a trailer, and Gagnon, he'll shoot, and it goes over the net. Zap, and shouldered off the puck by Mitchell. To the neutral zone goes Dunn. He will loft it into the Wrangler zone. Takes a bounce off the wall. Jeffers will backhand it to the point, held in by Dunn, trickles over his stick, and bounces towards the Wranglers' way as Gagnon over the red line for Zap. Towards the left side, Zap drops it off. Gerhardt towards the middle, and nobody was there to tap it home. Gagnon to the right corner. Vardy gets pinned up against the corner by Gerhardt. Play goes along the wall. Wranglers trying to hold it in at the line. Jackalopes are able to tip it out to center. Papaspropoulos looking for Zap. Pass was a little too harsh. Goes off his skate. Back to the Wranglers zone. Both teams will get a change here. 6:49 to go in the third period. Might be that time of the game where we have to start saying at the end, X amount of time left in regulation. As if we remain tied after 3 periods of play, we'll have another overtime game. It would be the Wranglers' 12th of the season. As Belsterling from center to the left side for Wright enters the attacking zone. Gets slammed against the boards by Gagnon in the near corner. Man, has he been putting in good work with his body. As Gerhard over the line for Stepanek. Towards the middle, back to Gerhard. He'll shoot, and somehow Sigurdsson makes a save on that play. Gerhard to the line. He's got Doherty. Doherty fires, and it's blocked. Jackalopes quickly in transition. They've got numbers. Left side, right, towards the middle, looking for Patilla, and it's off escape. Wranglers go the other way. 2-on-1. McNaughton with Gerhard. Gerhard shoots, and it's over the net. Belsterling back at center. Gains the red line and dumps it in. Boy, it looked like when the Wranglers were on that 2-and-1, a Wrangler got caught up with the linesman in front of the Wrangler bench. Wranglers back on the attack. Morris backhand centering feed is blocked. Puck trickles into the blue paint, and skating it free is Rosenthal. To the neutral zone. Ritchie whacks it down deep. 5:28 to go in regulation. As Wojciechowski goes D to D. Jackalopes play it forward. Pass to no one. Trickles in on McDonough. Plays it forward for Day. He's in open space in the neutral zone. Has reinforcements in Luke Morris. He'll drive his way along the near side wall. Wranglers trying to burrow the puck free as Chunchagov takes a whack at it. Players getting their sticks in there, but the Jackalopes will carry it out the center. Bouncing puck settled down at the Wrangler blue line by Chunchagov. Spinning away from the Heat. We'll chip it off the near side wall. Jackalopes possess it with 4:49 to go in the third. Upwards pass goes off the stick of Ivanov. Jackalopes get a change. Meanwhile, Jeffers looking for a stretch pass for Day. Kristen was able to converge on that puck at the last second. Jacks with possession deep in their own zone. Turnover here. Ben Ivy trying to muscle the puck free. He gets taken down, and he draws a penalty in the process. Wranglers are headed to the power play with 4:32 to go in the third period. What a moment in the late stages of the game. So Treppo goes to the box, 2 minutes for holding. And this is big. Wranglers penalty power play coming up big so far here tonight, going 1 for 4. We'll see if they can get another one here to add to their tally and take a 3-2 lead in the late stages of the third. As Wrangler faithful in attendance eagerly await to see what comes out of this. It'll be McDonald taking the face-off with Pukinen to his right. Ben Ivy down the middle. Jack Ivy manning the blue line with Gagnon. And off the draw. Play gets caught up in the skates of the linesman. Pukinen to the right point for Gagnon. He will walk the line across for Jack Ivy. Settles it down. Sends it down low for McDonald in the far corner. Battling with Wojciechowski. Jack Ivy in the fray. Flips the script, sends it towards the near wall for Pukinen. To the right point for Gagnon. Walking the line once more. High slot. Across. Pukanen, top of the circle. Back to Gagnon. Fakes a shot. Skates into the high slot. Finds Jack Ivy. He'll fake a shot. He'll trade places with Gagnon. Jack Ivy already with a goal in this game. Looking to double dip. As Jack Ivy at the left point skates to the top of the circle. Across. Looking for Pukanen. Pass was offline. And the Jackalopes will pounce on it and send it down. 3:42 to go in the third period. 1:08 remaining on the Wrangler power play as Pukanen steps over the attacking line. Finds Jack Ivy trailing in. At the left point, he gets met by Dunn. Jackalopes trying to free the puck from their own zone, and they do. Wranglers are forced to backpedal to the neutral zone. Pukanen, though, right back on the attack, scampers into the attacking zone. Gets met at the near half wall by two Jackalopes. Papaspropoulos trying to dig in. McNaughton comes on for the Wranglers. At the right point, Gagnon fakes a shot across to Marco. A blast and a shot goes wide. Held in by Papaspropoulos on the near wall. From the half wall, Papaspropoulos surveys the scene. Head up, across, finds DeMarco. High slot, he'll shoot, and it's blocked by Dunn. DeMarco quickly on the puck, gets hauled down to the ground, and Dunn will backhand it down the distance. 20 seconds remaining on the Wrangler power play. 2:49 to go in the third. Gagnon quickly for DeMarco. The reverse here as they try to connect with an upwards pass to Papaspropoulos. Off a body, and it makes its way to him, but the Wranglers are offside with 6 seconds of power play time remaining and 2:37 to go in the third. Tough break for the Wranglers if they can't come away with a power play goal on that sequence. But again, we talked about it earlier on in the broadcast. Sometimes it's not about scoring a goal on the power play. Sometimes it's about the moments after a power play that has already expired. So see if the Wranglers are able to do that here. The first line comes out. Doherty and Troutwine at the red line. Wranglers anticipating Treppo coming out of the box. And he will come out right now as Troutwine finds Ben Ivy over the attacking line. Jack Ivy skates into the circle. Gets it knocked off his stick. Right. Carries it out of his own zone. Gets shouldered off by Jack Ivy. And the Wranglers will claim it in their own zone. Troutwine sidesteps the pressure from Armijo. Forward pass for Ben Ivy. Gets slapped down deeper. Troutwine retrieves it. Fans on the pass. Backhands it to Colin Doherty behind the Wrangler net. Wranglers dump it down. Rosenthal to retrieve. Jack Ivy applying the pressure. Ben Ivy has stepped off. Zap has come on. Under 2 minutes to go here in regulation. DeMars across. Connects for a shot that's fought off by McDonough. Left point. Rosenthal trying to play a pass towards the middle. Papaspropoulos is there to pick it off. He'll sidestep his way behind his net. Direct traffic. And quickly bank it off the wall for Zap. Entering the attacking zone. From the right circle. Dishes it behind for Pukanen. He'll curl. Looking for a trailer. He's got one in Gagnon, down the right wall, towards the middle, and the pass was behind Papaspropoulos. DeMarco pinching down. Wranglers back on the attack here as Zap behind the net, looking towards the middle. Papaspropoulos shoots, and oh, what a save made by Sigurdsson, and another one to boot! Unreal! As Quinton Sigurdsson extends his left arm and his left pad out to deny Papaspropoulos not once, but twice. And it's still 2-2 from Ector County Coliseum. Unreal. And Papaspropoulos is forced to look up to the rafters in disbelief. Offensive zone draw for the Wranglers here. Morris out there with McNaughton and Gerhard. Play gets directed towards the near corner. To the half wall now. Jackalopes play it forward. It'll go by Cameron Dunn. Gagnon will give chase. 1 minute to go in the third. Gagnon muscles a man off the puck. Dunn gets tossed down to the ground like a rag doll. Clean play as the Wranglers bank it off the wall and get it back out to center. Puck bounces back towards Troutwine. They'll go DDD for Gagnon. Off the wall. Claimed by Odessa in the neutral zone. They'll flip it in deep. Troutwine, the former Minnesota Wilderness and El Paso Rhino, will direct traffic behind the Wrangler nets. So you got two men on either side of the wall here in the neutral zone. Gerhard tries to play it forward, loses the puck. Benny in left circle. Shot save made by McDonough. Oh my. Jackalopes in deep. Another center try is fought off by Gagnon, directed towards the near far side wall. As it goes behind McDonough, Troutwine with 13 seconds to go. Loses it to Benyon. He loses an edge. And Gagnon will retrieve the puck from the corner. 7 seconds to go. Behind the net, Gagnon lifts it towards the neutral zone, takes a bounce, and goes the distance. An icing, and looked like there might have been a fraction of a second on the clock. Looks like we're going overtime. So each team will pick up a point here tonight. Wranglers playing in their 12th overtime game. They're currently 6-5 in games that end in overtime. It's also worth mentioning that the Wranglers are 3-0 in a shootout if it does come to that. But the way both offenses have been playing here tonight, something tells me this thing might be over within a few moments, few shifts in overtime. Wranglers' most recent OT winner was scored by Drew Jeffers in that Saturday night game against Lone Star last weekend. That was a game where the Wranglers actually played 2 overtime games that weekend. Were able to pick up 3 out of 4 standing points against the Lone Star Brahmas. So Wranglers pick up 3 standing points so far here in Odessa. Second game of a 3-game road trip here in the Permian Basin. Wranglers already collecting 3 points, looking to add a 4th to their total. Now, in previous times in overtime, we've seen the Wranglers either start out with Gagnon and the Ivy Twins or throw out a couple decoys to where they're able to win the draw, and then they quickly get a change, get the Ivy Twins and Gagnon back out on the ice, so they get a mismatch in personnel, and then they're able to go back down and get whatever play they'd like to perform. So we'll see if that's the case here in overtime, as look to be a pretty big battle here in OT from the Permian Basin. Two all from Odessa. Wranglers looking to take care of business here against the Jackalopes in enemy territory. Wranglers will start out with Zap, Gagnon, and Jack Ivy. Jackalopes with Kadlasik, Dunn, and Wojciechowski. And the Jackalopes do win the opening draw of overtime. Wojciechowski settles it down and finds Dunn streaking down the right wing. Dunn with tons of speed down the right wall. Dunn behind the net, circling. Pivots behind the goal. Dunn tries to backhand it by McDonough. Unable to do so. Kadlasik with the puck now cycling. Wojciechowski from the far corner to the line for Dunn. Fakes a shot. Drops it off for Kadlasik. Being pressured by Zap. Kadlasik to the goal. Goes around. Pops out on the near side, gets knocked off the puck by Jack Ivy, and he's off to the races in the neutral zone. Slows down at the red line, trying to control the puck. Gets his stick swatted out of his hands by Dunn. He'll just head to the bench, and McDonald will step on, so will Zap. So now you got Ben Ivy, McDonald, and Gagnon out there for the Wranglers. Ben Ivy gets things started on the left wing wall, goes around Richmond, connects with McDonald in the neutral zone. Jack McDonald scampers into the attacking zone. Slows down, finds a trailer to Marco in. Oh, and he couldn't get a shot away as he gets knocked off the puck by Armijo. Adam Armijo through center. Gains the red line, now Wranglers blue. Adam Armijo slows it down, tries to center a pass, goes off a stick. Bouncing puck, swatted out the center by the Wranglers. It'll be corralled by James Richmond from the comfort of his own zone. 2:36 to go in overtime. Right. Make that Vardy down the right wing wall. Vardy on his backhand. Tries to slide it by McDonough. Wasn't going to happen as McDonough stood tall and was ready for it. Troutwine now possesses behind his own net. Drops it off for Papaspropoulos with McNaughton meandering through the neutral zone. Troutwine gains the red line. Now blue drops it off. McNaughton across for Papaspropoulos. dives his way into the circle. Now down low, goes below the goal line. Papaspropoulos on his backhand. Banks it up to the left point, looking for McNaughton. Pass was a little bit in front of him, but that's okay. The Wranglers will still possess and are able to get fresh bodies on the ice. As McNaughton leaves it for Gagnon. Now he will step off. So now the personnel for the Wranglers is as follows: Gagnon, Pukkanen, and Zapp. For the Jackalopes, you have Smith, Belsterling, and Kristen. Zapp gains some speed in the neutral zone, enters the attacking zone. Holds up at the top of the right circle, finds Gagnon. For Pukkanen, they'll trade places. Pukkanen at the right point. Back to Gagnon in the middle, shoots, and save made by Sigurdsson. And on the rebound, the Jackalopes go the other way, potential 2-on-1. Smith fans on a pass that was intended for Belsterling. Wranglers catch a break as they will possess from the comfort of their own zone. Zapp off the wall, looking for Gagnon. Instead bounces back to him. Pukkanen will head to the bench, and Jack Ivey will come on. 1:45 to go in overtime. Jack Ivey will patiently wait and survey this scene behind his net. As Gagnon comes off, on comes Jeffers. Does he have another overtime winner in him? As Jack Ivey stretch pass connects with Ben Ivey. Sidesteps around the defender, and Mitchell gets directed towards the far half wall and gets dragged down to the ice. Jeffers trying to pry the puck free, and he does. Drew Jeffers retreats back out to the neutral zone, finds Jack Ivey there with him. 1:09 to go in overtime. Drew Jeffers loses an edge at center, and the puck will go the Jackalopes' way. They turn it over in the neutral zone. It's McDonald. He'll fly in. Jack McDonald, shoulder fake, and the puck rolls off his stick at the last moment. Jack Ivey to the line. Looking for Jeffers. Puck rolled back out to center. Wranglers forced to regroup and reload. 43 seconds and counting remaining in overtime. Drew Jeffers starting the charge behind the net. McDonald and McNaughton, the two other skaters for the Wranglers. With 30 seconds to go in OT, Jeffers ahead for McNaughton. Settles it down in the neutral zone. Takes a couple steps back into his own zone, curls, and now turns to his forehand. McNaughton finds McDonald in front of the Jackalopes bench. He'll twist away from pressure. McDonald go back into his own zone, and looks like the Wranglers might be content to just let this thing go to a shootout. As that's exactly what's going to happen. So lo and behold, my prediction was that this thing would end early on in overtime, and of course we have a shootout game. It'll be the Wranglers' fourth shootout game of the season. They have been victorious in the previous three. One of which came on opening night against Corpus Christi, where they took down the Ice Rays 5-4. And then over in Oklahoma, a 3-2 shootout win against the Warriors. And then on the 17th of November, 3-2 shootout win against Lone Star. So, let's do this thing. And it looks like the Wranglers will shoot first, as number 19, Nolan Gagnon, will be the first shooter for Amarillo. Takes a hop in his step, picks up the puck at center, and he will drift towards his right. Between the circles, Gagnon shoulder fake, back across, and he scores! What a big-time move from Nolan Gagnon. He gives the Wranglers the early edge in the shootouts. Next shooter is Cameron Dunn for Odessa. Can he match Gagnon's goal? As he will collect the puck at center, drift towards his right. Dunn between the circles. Backhand shot goes high and wide. Wranglers hold a 1-0 edge after the opening round of the shootout. Now Topi Pukkanen tumbles over the bench. He will be Amarillo's next shooter. Pukkanen has 10 goals on the season. He will pick up the puck at center and slowly meander his way towards his left. Pukinen cuts back in towards the middle. He'll shoot, and it's denied by Sigurdsson. Next up for Odessa, the captain, number 3, Jack Kristen. Kristen drifts towards his right. He's a lefty shooter. He will drift between the circles. Kristen shoots, and he scores. John Kristen ties up the shootout. Although I guess around these parts they call him Jack, as we're 1-1 after 2 rounds. Roman Zapp will be the next shooter for the Wranglers. Zapp gains some speed, picks up the puck at center. Drifts towards the left. He's a lefty shooter. Goes between the circles. Zapp, a little fake and a backhand try. Stopped by Sigurdsson. And now the Jackalopes will have a chance to win it. And it'll be Riley Rosenthal with the opportunity. Rosenthal with only McDonough to beat. Down the left wall, cuts towards the middle, slowly shoots, and he's stopped by McDonough. That puck might have hit the post. And we head towards the 4th round of the shootout. So who will it be for the Wranglers? It'll be Connor McNaughton, number 27 in blue. He looks to give the Wranglers the edge as he picks the puck up. He's got a lefty shot. Slowly towards the middle, McNaughton shoots, and he scores! Connor McNaughton gives the Wranglers the edge. And now the Jackalopes must score, or else the Wranglers will be victorious. James Richmond with only McDonough to beat. A save can win the game. Richmond with speed. He'll shoot, and he scores. We'll head to the 5th round of the shootouts. It's a big-time shootout in the Wild West as Alex Papaspropoulos will be Amarillo's 5th shooter. Papaspropoulos picks it up at center towards his right. He's a lefty shooter. Papaspropoulos towards the goal, and he tries to chip it over the shoulder of Sigurdsson, but instead flips it over the goal. And now the Jackalopes will once again have a chance to win it in the shootout. It'll be Michael Kadlasik, who scored the overtime winner between these two teams earlier in the season at the Budweiser bullpen. Kadlasik towards his right. He's a righty shooter between the circles. He'll shoot, and he scores. Jackalopes win it in the shootout. So the Jackalopes come away with a 3-2 win over the Amarillo Wranglers here in Ector County Coliseum. Although you have to give a lot of credit to a Wranglers team that battled back from being down 2-0 after the first period. Wranglers are able to come away with a point in the shootout loss. 5-round shootout capped off with a winner from Michael Kadlasik as the Jackalopes pick the 3-2 victory. When we come back on the Wranglers Hockey Network post-game show from Ector County Coliseum. We'll be back in 1 minute on NATV and YouTube. final from Ector County Coliseum. Jackalopes take it 3-2 in a shootout that went 5 rounds. This game had it all as Jackalopes opened the scoring with 2 quick goals in the first period, about at the midway point of the period. Hayden Mars with a goal followed up by Cameron Dunn gave the Jackalopes a 2-0 lead heading into the second period. Wranglers would be spawned with a pretty big second period, outshooting the Jackalopes by a 2-to-1 ratio. And it's capped off by a power play goal by Jack Ivey from Jack McDonald to make it 2-1 with 23 seconds at the end of the second period. Wranglers now have power play goals in 4 straight games. Jack McDonald extends his point streak to 4 straight. But McDonald wasn't done yet as he threw a nice stretch pass coast to coast for Ben Ivey to tie the game up 2-2 in the third period. 3 minutes into the final frame. Colin Doherty picks up the secondary assist, so it's a multi-point game for Jack McDonald. 2 assists here in the contest. He was buzzing as both Ivy twins pick up a goal here tonight. Game was tied 2-2 after 3 periods of play, so we headed to overtime. Neither team was able to score, and so we headed towards the shootout. Ended up needing a couple extra rounds as it goes 5 rounds. First start out with Nolan Gagnon scoring, Cameron Dunn missing. Then the next frame, the Jackalopes got a goal and the Wranglers missed. You head into the 4th frame, tied up 1 apiece. And then both guys scored in the 4th frame as McNaughton scores, as does James Richmond. And then in the 5th round, Papastropoulos is unable to capitalize for the Wranglers, and Michael Kadlasik ends it in round 5 to win it 3-2 for the Jackalopes in the shootout. Well, you got to tip your cap to the Wranglers in this game. Being down 2-0 early on, there's a lot of teams that will get rattled by that, and most teams like that aren't able to come back and win, let alone salvage a point. And so I think that really speaks to the resiliency of this Wranglers team. They have a knack for finding the way to stick around in games, and it seems like most of the time they're able to come away with 2 points, but sometimes they're only able to come away with 1. But as the season wears on, those points do add up. So the Wranglers pick up a critical point on the road here at Ector County Coliseum, and now 2 games into the 3-game set, the Wranglers have picked up 3 out of 4 available standings points. So not a bad job done so far for the Wranglers. They'll look to get back in the win column tonight for the 3rd and final game of the 3-game set right here in Ector County Coliseum. It was a resilient effort from the Wranglers. Big goals in the 2nd and 3rd periods to tie the game, force overtime. Then in the shootouts, unsuccessful. The Wranglers fall for the first time in the shootout here this season. They are now 3-1 in games that are decided in a shootout. Wranglers will look to tomorrow, look to get 2 more standings points on the season before the Christmas break. Certainly going to be an exciting stage here from Ector County Coliseum, so you don't want to miss it here on the Wranglers Hockey Network. Pre-game show starts at 7:05. Puck drop 7:15. We'll have it all for you here on the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube. It was a fun back and forth battle. Latest installment of the Backyard Brawl goes to the Jackalopes, but the Wranglers will certainly look to turn that in their favor with another date tomorrow night. I think that's going to do it for us here from Ector County Coliseum. Once again, your final score, the Jackalopes 3 and the Wranglers 2, final from a 5-round shootout. I'm Guy Chiarenza saying good night, so long, and stay safe out there. We'll see you once again tomorrow night for the 3rd and final set between the Wranglers and the Jackalopes.